Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Saturday morning here today from Thompson, where the Central Cast Squirrels and the Thompson Tommies match up here for Class B softball. I'm Chase Miller. Welcome to our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Central Cast at 13-2 off the season, fresh off a 6-2 win in Kindred yesterday and remaining unbeaten in Region 1 play at 8-0 in the Region 1 for the Thompson Tommies. Head coach is Matt Chandler. A 17-10 win in Hillsboro last night, going up against the Burros as they remain perfect in the regular season at 8-0, and they're 5-0 in Region 2 as well. It's a busy time of the year, Central Cast, with games on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then the midseason madness upcoming Friday, Saturday in Fargo. While for Thompson, same kind of schedule, Monday, Tuesday with games, and then the midseason madness coming up here in Fargo as well. They'll play Mandan upcoming here for Thompson. Central Cast will have Williston on Friday in the north side of Fargo. It's Central Cast and Thompson. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll dive into the matchup a little bit more. We'll hear from the coaches. Then and more is still to come, but when we return, we'll hear from Scott Koss from Castleton. From Larimer Field, I'm Chase Miller again from the Paul Nistler Press Box today here on yourliveevent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Thompson Public Schools, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit their website, tps-k12.org, for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and more. Follow them on social media and share in Tommy Pride with student updates and events with Thompson Public Schools. Thompson Public Schools thanks all students, staff, parents, alumni, and community members for their continued support. Good luck to the Tommies. Learn more at tps-k12.org.
As we continue on the pregame show here today from Thompson, it's Central Cast and Thompson here for our first of two today here in Thompson on yourliveevent.com. Joining us from the Central Cast perspective is their head coach, Scott Koss. Scott, before we talk about going up against another really quality opponent here in Thompson, let's recap yesterday against the Kindred Vikings. Obviously, Whitney Mitchell in the circle with 13 strikeouts. You get 3 home runs, 2 from Whitney, 1 from Brady Bussey. Just overall in a rivalry game like that, 2 teams that were unbeaten in the region. Just what did you like from your program and your squad yesterday here, Scott, and Kindred?
Yeah, I thought we pitched really well. One of the things we always talk about, Chase, is we talk about winning the battle of freebies, and so we did do that last night. And so I felt really good about that. We got a couple of really clutch hits. Whitney's home run, Brady's home run. Those were really clutch hits, and we made the defensive plays that we needed to make in order to win the game.
Brady Bussey probably almost had another hit, but she just tattooed it right to the left fielder. What'd you see from her, especially getting a couple of really nice swings and the barrel to the bat of where you want as a hitter in the zone there?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We look at the quality of bats that we had. Brady had all of her at-bats were quality at-bats where she put the ball in play, she hit the ball hard. And that's really one of the things that we're focusing on. What this team has to focus on is getting more consistent quality at bats throughout the lineup.
Defensively, you had a nice strike him out, throw him out earlier in the game where Aspen threw behind the runner. Brady made a really good play to Sophie Sherwhite there to make a take. So how hard is that as a catcher when the runner's kind of daring you to throw either the second or first, and then just take us through what you saw from your infield after that?
Yeah, Aspen is, the senior leadership that we have behind the plate right now is really exceptional. And she recognizes situations where kids are getting too aggressive a lead and they're communicating well with each other so that we know that a play is on. And so I really appreciate the fact that those kids just figured that out. That was not a coaching thing.
Last thing that I'll ask you, the Thompson Tommies obviously put up 17 runs against Hillsboro yesterday. They were down early, came back, and they beat the Burros yesterday, Scott. So also a very good opponent here with the Tommies. So what's going to be a challenge against a Matt Chandler team typically when you go up against Thompson?
I always appreciate competing with Matt and having teams play against them because they're very well coached. I know they're going to hit the ball well. They're going to have good at-bats here. They're also going to play really good defense. And so I'm expecting a really, really good couple of games here.
Scott, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here today.
Thank you, Chase.
And again, Scott Koss, coach of Central Cast. We're back with more after this here in Thompson.
I appreciate it.
And then for you guys. At Main Street Mutual Insurance Company, they're owned by their policyholders, not shareholders. That means their focus remains where it always has been, protecting North Dakota families and farmers. For over a century, their roots have been here, and their future is here too. With Main Street Mutual, it represents growth, strength, and opportunity. For more information or to find an agent near you with Main Street Mutual Insurance Company, visit mainstreetmutualins.com. That's mainstreetmutualins.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
As we continue on the pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. It is the Thompson Tommies going up against the Central Cass Squirrels. Joining us here from the Thompson perspective is their head coach. That's Matt Chandler. Matt, a lot of softball here in 24 hours. Let's recap yesterday in Hillsboro. Obviously, a lot of runs put across the board. Just what did you see from your team in that win they hope to carry over here today against Central Cass?
You know, resiliency. We've had all season long, we've had competitive at-bats. Runners in scoring position, maybe we don't get it with one out, but 2 outs, we've been able to push them across, and you know, just competing. We made some mistakes yesterday uncharacteristically, and we addressed those things. And today's a new day. The sun came up, and you know, this time of year is all about preparing you for the end of May and a region tournament, state tournament run, and learn what you can along the way and fix it.
You go through here against Central Cass. Is going to be a challenge traditionally with the Scott Cost team when you see them on the ball diamond here, Matt?
Well-coached team. They don't make mistakes. In the circle, they're going to throw really good arms at you. They're going to make plays in the field, and offensively, if you make a mistake to them, they're going to take advantage. So we can't give them any freebies. We can't give them any extra outs. Otherwise, it's going to be tough sledding.
A couple games obviously coming up this next week, the mid-season madness before you kind of get to that stretch run before the region tournament. So over the next 2 weeks before you get to that Region 2 tournament here, Matt, what's the biggest message to this club as you try to close out the regular season on a high note?
Every day is a new day. You know, like in life, things happen, and we got to learn from them and don't repeat those mistakes. And life's hard sometimes. You know, you have that spirit that you can move on every single pitch, and that we're building towards this end of the season run, and anything that happens now is just a number on the NDHSA website or whoever's looking at records, and when we get to tournament time, that doesn't matter. So that's our goal.
Final thing, Matt, early in the year to where you guys are at now, what's a trait or characteristic that best you like about this team here on May the 2nd?
Just resiliency, you know, fighting. We've picked each other up. Done a pretty good job. When mistakes have happened, somebody has stepped up and made the next play and got us out of a jam. And, you know, you can't say enough about that. Like, you can put your head down and quit, but we haven't done that, and I'm pretty proud of them.
Matt, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here today.
Thank you very much.
And again, Matt Chandler, head coach for Thompson. We're back with more after this here on YourLiveVent.com. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
At the Central Cass School District, excellence isn't just a goal, it's our mission by empowering individuals to make a positive impact. Central Cass School District is dedicated to providing students with an innovative curriculum supported by a variety of co-curricular activities from athletics and the arts to leadership and service, aiming to provide excellence between students, staff, family, and community. Central Cass School District, fostering student excellence by inspiring individuals to be their best.
As we continue on our pregame show here today, brought to you in part by IRA Insurance, as we heard from the coaches both of Matt Chandler and Scott Coster. Let's take a look at the weather currently here in Thompson. 62 degrees, overcast skies, a little bit of wind making its way through. Taking a look at the latest radar, there was some rain, but north of Highway 2 between Devil's Lake and Grand Forks. And the hope is that stays north, or it just doesn't get here in terms of dissipates by the time maybe it gets to Thompson. Maybe a chance of some rain, but right now those rain showers just a little bit light are making their way through Highway 2 currently. As Central Cass Squirrels, the visiting team, the Thompson Tommies, the home team. Here's the schedule for today. A normal 7-inning contest for game number 1. Game number 2 is going to be a 5-inning contest, but that will count on the resume and the overall record, as our umpiring crew's going to have a busy day. They're in Thompson today. They got to get to Grand Forks by about 5:30 tonight for their next umpiring duties that they have later on in the day. So Central Cass Thompson plays 7 for the first. We'll have a in-between post-game modified pregame. Then we'll get to game number 2 following that. But one more time, that'll just be a 5-inning game for this second. Central Cass comes in with a mark of 13 wins and 2 losses on the season, while Thompson, they sit at 8-0 on the year. Again, that does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by IRA Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at IRA Insurance. They cover it all, from home to auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IRAINS.com. That's IRAINS.com. When we come back, we'll get to starting lineups and the opening pitch today from Thompson on YourLiveEvent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
It's now time to get to our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products. Grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com here today. From Larimer Field in Thompson, the visiting Central Cass Squirrels will be in their all red uniforms, with Sophie Sherwhite, the junior shortstop, Aspen Perrine, the senior catcher, batting second, Whitney Mitchell in the circle, the junior third, Brady Bussey, the senior first baseman, batting cleanup, with Halverson, the junior right fielder, batting fifth, Zimmerman, the senior left fielder, batting sixth, with Maddie Stieg, the junior third baseman, batting seventh. Keelan Flanagan, the freshman second baseman, eighth, and Gunnifson, the senior center fielder, will be batting ninth. That's our starting lineup here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. Opening pitch right at noon here on your live event.com. Sherwhite here, the junior shortstop. It's 1 ball, no strikes on the way here against Abby Olson. Abigail Olson delivers, and this one will miss out of the zone, now 2-0. Hendrickson behind the plate, part of the battering ram here for for Thompson, as they're in their all black attire, as this is going to be hit on the ground up the third base side foul. It's now 2-1. Got Kai Hurst over at third base with Workin at shortstop, Lyson at second, and Muse over at first. Oster in right field, Calling in straightaway center, and Lopez in left for Matt Chandler, and the Thompson Tommies here in the infield and the outfield. 2 balls and a strike for Olsen against Sherwhite, and this is going to be hit on the ground. Nice backhanded play by Hurst, and by the time she throws it across the diamond, it's going to be an infield single here for Sophie Sherwhite. She climbs aboard for her first base runner of the day here for Central Cass. Not a bad play by Kaya, but just by the time she went to backhand and come up, just threw that softball across the diamond, and Sherwhite was off and running as Aspen Preen, the senior catcher, will dig in now, batting from the left-handed side. First pitch swinging, fouls back. It's now 0-1. Take a look at these two teams in terms of the schedules for Central Cass. This is their 16th game of the season at 13-2 on the year, while Thompson sits at 8-0. This is game number 9 of the year here for the Thompson Tommies, as it'll be now 0-1 on the way as Preen hits this one back for a foul. It's now 0-2. These clubs, when it just comes to high school softball in Class B, a tremendous amount of success. Thompson has been to the state tournament 9 times, while Central Cass has been there 12 times here. And all roads lead to Jamestown at Trapper Field coming up here at the end of the month. 1 ball, 2 strikes with Sherwhite at first. Here's the deliver from Olsen. Here's a fly ball hit in the air to center field. Calling goes a little bit into the gap. Aspen Preen will fly out for the out. There's 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Whitney Mitchell hit 2 home runs yesterday against the Kindred Vikings, as she hit a 3-run homer and a solo blast and struck out 13 batters in the win as well. As Mitchell with the complete game, 4 hits, 2 runs that are earned, 2 walks, and 13 strikeouts, and she drove in 4 of the 6 runs here for the junior pitcher. So pitcher versus pitcher, as Sherwhite will stay put at first base as Mitchell sees this one at 1-0. As Olsen hands the 1-0 pitch. There's a fly ball hit in the air to center. The wind will track this a little bit towards right center, and similar where Aspen Preen was retired. Mitchell is retired there by Calling, and there's back-to-back flyouts here for Olsen. There's 2 down on the Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Agency scoreboard. Brady Bussey was the other to hit a homer, a 2-run blast to left, as she had a couple of base hits for Central Cass. So she went 2 for 4, and she hit one right at the left fielder. That would have been a hit anywhere else, but she made good contact. And talking with Scott Cost earlier today on the pregame show, said about the one thing he did like from his team yesterday was they had a lot of quality at bats. Says here's a swing and a miss, trying to get into scoring position. The tag is out. Hendrickson with the 1-hopper to Eliason, who applies a tag to Sherwhite, who is caught stealing, and that'll retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We played a half inning today. Central Cass scoreless. Thompson coming to the plate.
Every Sunday I'm ready to come to work Monday morning. Like, we laugh and we joke, but we get work done. But I've never had a bad day here.
From day one, I felt like it's been a big family here at Dagelman.
I thoroughly like coming, walking through the door and seeing everybody. It's just a great place to work.
We wouldn't be where we are at today without all of our great employees.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Bottom of the first inning here, so a caught stealing there for Sherwhite, trying to get into scoring position. So Olsen gives up 1 hit, a leadoff single, a couple of flyouts by Preen and Mitchell, and just like that, the Squirrels retired in the top of the first for the Thompson Tommies. Here is their starting 9, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Claire Calling with Maya Workin, and then Kaya Hurst here is a top third as Mitchell delivers a strike. It's 0-1. Eliason batting 4th with Hendrickson 5th. Abby Olsen will be batting 6th. Hedelveit will be the designated player batting 7th, Lopez 8th, and Oster 9th here for the Thompson Tommies. Is getting underneath this one, is calling into right. Coming in is Halverson. She makes the catch in right field, and there's one down here in the bottom of the first inning. Gunnison in straightaway center with Zimmerman in left here for Central Cass as Maya Workin, the senior shortstop, digs in for the Thompson Tommies. Stieg is at third base here in this one with Sherwhite at shortstop, Flanagan at second with Bussey at first and Esmond Preem behind the plate. Whitney Mitchell in the circle this afternoon for the Squirrels. As that's a good spot by Mitchell just off the plate. It's now 1-0. If you're Whitney, though, that's a spot you'll take all afternoon. First game is 7 unless you get a run rule. Next game is 5 for the scheduled doubleheader here today, and we'll have both of them for you right here on your live event. This is hitting the air. Another opportunity for the right fielder. This one might die in. Yes, it does, with the wind carrying it, and a little bit of a slice there by Workin over the second baseman Flanagan and right in front of Halverson. Going to throw in a dart any better if you're Maya Workin, and she gets aboard with the first base runner of the day here for the Thompson Tommies. Kaya Hurst, as she was nominated to the Lions All-Star Basketball Series. As we'll see Kaya coming up here in July for the 50th edition of the Lions Basketball All-Star Series here this summer. She takes a good rep at it. It's 0-1. Also on the volleyball court, the Region 2 Senior Athlete of the Year. And that's saying something when you're a libero, pretty much playing the back row the entire time here for Kaya Hurst as well. Here's the 0-1 for Mitchell. That'll run in. Hurst dances off the plate. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Both teams playing yesterday. Central Cass picking up a 6-2 win in Kindred, while Thompson picked up a 17-10 win in Hillsboro last night after trailing early, coming back and putting up 17 runs on the board. As Mitchell works out of the zone, it's now 2-1. Thompson in control of Region 2 as it would stand right now. They would host, and eventually they will host the Region 2 tournament later on in May. Central Cass, they got the whole shot now for the number 1 seed in Region 1 after beating Kindred yesterday, as Kaya Hurst is retired via the strikeout, and it will be 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. So both these two teams, it stands for Thompson, they can take advantage. They can have a home game 2 weeks from today in the region tournament, then hopefully from their host and trying to navigate themselves as Preen's throw down to Sherwhite is not going to be in time on the slide. Making her way through is working into scoring position. That one just thrown just a little bit behind Sherwhite there as she was trying to apply the tag that allowed Maya to get that right hand on the second base. And now it's going to be a 1 ball, no strike count here to Sydney. Sophomore second baseman batting cleanup here today for Matt Chandler's club as Eliason works with a hitter's count against Mitchell. Pops this one up, jammed her in the infield. Flanagan and Bussey will go into foul territory as we've seen the wind again. He hit it to center. It's blowing in a little bit from left field, and Bussey makes the play in foul territory to retire this side. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played 1 today. It's Thompson and Central Cass scoreless as we head to the second inning.
Life moves fast, but your mind doesn't always have to. Practicing mindfulness, even for a minute, can help you stay calm and focused. Try noticing your breathing, paying attention to your surroundings, or taking a moment to reset before a test or a practice. Set goals that matter to you, celebrate small wins, and don't forget to take a break from screens. Your brain needs downtime just as much as your body does. Mental health isn't one big choice. It's a bunch of small ones you can make every day, and you're capable of all of them. Go Tommies!
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Both teams scoreless through the first inning here as Brady Bussey will come up. It will be 4, 5, and 6 batters. Bussey, the senior first baseman, was up before Sherwhite was caught stealing to finish off the inning in the top of the first inning. And Abby Olson in the circle here for Thompson as this one is laced, and that one ricochets into the Thompson dugout. I'm not sure Bussey could try to do that again off of a trick shot where that one immediately went over the fence line, ricocheted inside the dugout. Looks to be everyone's all right. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. This one goes all the zone now, 2-1. Sherwhite got a single and a couple flyouts to a calling in right center field by Preen and Mitchell. As the Central Cass Squirrels, the defending state champs here in Class B, bringing everybody back after having 0 seniors on the roster last season. Their 2 losses are to Class A opponents this year for Central Cass with Fargo North. As Bussey takes a 5-pitch walk and the Squirrels have a runner on here in the 2nd inning. Their other one is the Class A champ from a season ago in Williston, who they'll play a week from now at the midseason madness. And Williston, an awfully good team. Talking with coaches, they got a lineup 1 through 9 that can hit the living daylights out of a softball. As this is going to be called a strike. It's now 0-1 to Kaylee Halverson. The junior right fielder here for Scott Costin, game number 1 today, as Bussey stands at first. Olsen works ahead. This one fouled back. It's now 0-2. Olsen looking for her first strikeout. Well, for Kaylee Halverson, looking to see if she can put something in play and allow Bussey to run the bases for a little while here in Thompson. The 0-2 going to be fouled off, and we'll see pitch number 4 at the at-bat upcoming. Thompson most recently with wins over Mayport, CG, Nelson County, Dakota. Grafton here earlier in the week in Thompson, and last night again in Hillsboro, defeating the Burros by 7. As this one's going to get by the catcher, Hendrickson, Bussey will scamper into scoring position. And for Thompson, you're getting a taste of what Region 1 is with Hillsboro Central Valley yesterday, Central Cass today, and then they travel to Kindred on Monday for their next game. 1-2, swing and a miss, and Olsen is retired. Olsen gets the strikeout, big one. Halverson is retired, and there's one down here in the 2nd. Now it goes to Zimmerman, the senior left fielder. Now for Central Cass, they get a non-region game today with Thompson. As this is hit up the third base side foul. They have the West Fargo Packers on Monday at West Fargo for their next game. Then back in Castleton against Lamort, Litchfield, Marion, Edgley upcoming here on Tuesday for the next couple of games here for Scott Cost and the Central Cass Squirrels. No balls and a strike here to the number 6 batter as this one works out of the zone. It's 1-1. Where you go through again where these 2 teams are in the region, this could be a potential for a state tournament matchup preview, potentially, with how these 2 teams are faring this year. Albeit 3 weeks from now, we'll already be in Jamestown, but still a lot of softball games to get into between now and then. Here's the 2-1 offering to Zimmerman. Olsen sees this one just underneath the zone now, 3-1. Second 3-ball count here of the inning for a Central Cass batter against Abbey. Bussey stands at 2nd, and the pitch. 3-1's going to be hit to Hurst over at 3rd. Looks back, the runner makes the throw, and this one going to be barehanded and eventually caught by the first baseman. So Muse lost it in her glove, then had enough to grab it with her right hand, have the foot on the bag right before Zimmerman was going to touch first. So Bussey will scamper to 3rd. There is an out recorded, 5-3 on the put-up, but that was close at first as now Stieg will come up. Maddie, first pitch swinging, jammed her, popped up. Warkin is going to call everybody off, makes the basket catch to retire the side. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We played an inning and a half today here in Thompson. We're scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 2nd. Main Street Mutual Insurance Company is a partnership that unites 2 trusted community-focused organizations in Cass County Mutual Insurance Company and Steel Trail County Mutual Insurance Company under the same roof. This merger strengthens the ability to service our policyholders with expanded resources, enhanced stability, and a continued commitment to protecting what matters most. Our offices in Castleton and Findlay will remain open to serve the needs of our agents and policyholders. For more information, go to mainstreetmutualins.com. As we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning here on YourLiveEvent.com, scoreless. Chris Moe, Nodak Insurance, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Chase Miller with you here today in Thompson for our first of 2 Class B softball games here on YourLiveEvent.com. As Mitchell on for her 2nd inning of work from Larimer Field at the Paul Nisler press box as this one works inside for a ball. Henriksen, Olsen, and then we'll get Presley coming up, the freshman designated player here for the Thompson Tommies, 5, 6, and 7 batters. Who's going to score first as Mitchell missing outside for a ball. It's now 2-0. And so a good hitter's count. The one thing when you start watching pitchers, especially as they get into their rhythm after the first month of the year, is how much that softball can dance off the plate, whether it's a rise ball or just something kind of working its way that starts center and then all of a sudden ends up in the opposing batter's box. As Fiona Hendrickson, the senior catcher, has done a nice job making this count to a 2-1 count so far. Still a hitter's count. Can she get something here to rip? And she does, but down the line foul. It's 2-2. So midseason madness next week, and over the last couple of years, you get to the midseason madness, that is kind of your regular season finale in a roundabout way. You get maybe another game, and then depending on the calendar, it's right into postseason softball. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Popped up out of play, and we'll continue to have 2 balls and 2 strikes. Also for softball fans, a month from now, we'll have the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June the 1st and June the 2nd, that first Monday, Tuesday. Monday's going to be at NDSU, and then Tuesday will make its way to Bismarck Legacy. 3 games, a all-star competition. You get 10 years already for the Shields Softball All-Star Series, as this is a fly, little pop-up. Bussy giving chase, but that'll go out of play with the wind helping that. If you're going to hit it to the left today in the air, especially more of a fly ball, that's going to be interesting for the left fielder shortstop on a pop-up, and we've seen it play a little bit interesting to the right fielder and the second baseman so far here this afternoon. Hendrickson with a good battle here with Mitchell. The 2-2. Grounded, and Fiona does it again, staying alive here for the Thompson Tommies. 4 batters to the plate in the first inning with a working single. She was eventually left stranded in scoring position at second base as Mitchell has the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Whitney gets her second strikeout. And there's 1 down here. The long battle won by Whitney in the circle. Now it goes pitcher versus pitcher here with Olson against Mitchell. As Thompson, we're going to see if they can get another runner on here in the second inning after getting 1 on in the first. Olson able to see this one. We call the strike. It's 0-1. I love the delayed call from our umpires sometimes. You're waiting there, thinking about it for a second, especially on those borderline pitches. But eventually call the strike. Here's the 0-1. That'll work out of the zone for a ball. Now 1-1. As Mitchell off a 13 strikeout performance again yesterday in Kindred. 1-1 pitch is popped up. That'll go foul out of play towards the concession area here in Thompson, and it's now 1-2. As Mitchell, one of those players that's played just a ton of varsity softball in the circle so far for Scott Koss over the last couple of years. 1-2 pitch that'll work inside, and you heard Scott say it as well in our pregame show just about the senior leadership that they have on the team this season, and it helps when you got a senior behind the plate who's also played a ton of varsity softball here with Aspen Preen. Just within the program as well. The 2-2, that'll miss. Makes the count full now 3-2, and I think Matt Chandler talked about in his pregame just being resilient. There's going to be an inning or part of a game that doesn't go your way, but can you bounce back when maybe you give up 2-3 runs or don't have your best inning at the plate? The payoff pitch by Mitchell. It'll be grounded, and we'll continue to have it 3-2. First full ball count. Full count here for Whitney in the circle today. Again, Fiona Hendrickson had a good quality at bat, eventually retiring in the strikeout, and another good quality at bat, regardless of the outcome here for Olson. The 3-2 on the way. Got her out in front a little bit on an off speed. It takes a backspin, and this will be tight, and eventually the stretch. Flanagan saw it go away from her as she came as it took a little spin towards second, not first. Flanagan able to make the play to Bussy with the stretch. Abby was hustling up the first base line. She's retired, and there's 2 downs. We've had a couple close ones over at first base here in the second inning, and now it goes to Presley. The freshman designated player. Trying to get a little 2-out rally going here for the Thompson Tommies. This one will hit the dirt. It's now 1-0. Heidel Vet coming up to the plate here for the Thompson Tommies. If she can get aboard, you got Lopez, the junior left fielder, on the on-deck circle. Mitchell falls behind. 1-0. That'll work out of the zone now, 2-0. Central Cass in the third inning will have their 8, 9, and 1 batters due up with Flanagan, the second baseman, leading things off here in the third inning. Here's a 2-0 on the way. That'll miss for a ball now, 3-0. So 2-ball count to Hendrickson, a 3-ball count to Abby Olson, and now Presley has worked a 3-ball count as well here against Mitchell. 3-0 pitch. That'll be called a strike. That's now 3-1. Able to hit the plate there, make it 3-1. We'll see what Elvent will be able to do here on a 3-1 pitch. Takes a swing at it. Can it get over the second baseman? Yes. So Presley gets aboard. Flanagan trying to make a good attempt at it. Well, that one gets over the second baseman, and the Tommies have their second base hit of the contest. Now it goes to Addison Lopez here for Addie, the junior left fielder for Thompson. Spring always a fun time of the year, busy time of the year when it comes to athletics. End of the year for school projects finals, as this is right back up the middle. Oh, what a play by Sherwhite, and she makes the play. This one just goes off the side of Mitchell, grazed her a little bit. She looks to be fine. Sherwhite made a diving play, then at second got her right hand on the softball and able to beat Presley at second, as it'll go 1-6 on the putout to retire the side. But that was pretty well scolded there by Lopez. There's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played 2 today. We're scoreless here in Thompson.
And everything they said is what they did. When they built the plan, Wildlife wanted this, wanted that. They bent over backwards to satisfy everybody.
This kind of gave us a shot in the arm. Now we're going to build a new community center. We're allowed to give funding to a lot of our school programs.
Our kids have had all of this as their backyard, so it's a great way of life.
If you can dream it up, we can make it a reality. Hello, this is Jonathan Olson with Greenworks Landscaping and Fencing. We can offer you a complete package when it comes to an external look to your property. Paver patios, outdoor kitchens, retaining walls, or fencing. We offer you all that and more. Our fences are built to last, so you have low maintenance beauty that not only improves the look, but also the value of your home. To show us your ideas or let us help you design your perfect outdoor sanctuary, check us out on the web at gworkslf.com.
Our first of 2 games today here on YourLiveEvent.com, as it's 8, 9, and 1 batters due up. Flanagan, Gunnifson, and then Sophie Sherwhite here in Thompson. Chase Miller with you here today. Overcast skies, temperatures in the low 60s once we got underway at the top of the hour. As we get a little bit of a slash hitter here with Flanagan, the lefty for the freshman second baseman, takes a ball. It's 1-0. Olson so far 2 innings of work, 1 hit against. That was a leadoff single by Sherwhite to open up the game, as this one works out of the zone. It's 2-0. Central Cass got leadoff runners aboard both in the first and the second inning, with Sherwhite getting caught at second base for a stealing attempt. Bussey was eventually stranded at third base, as this one works out of the zone. It's now 3-0. So Central Cass doing a good job of getting that leadoff runner aboard. It's a matter of now bringing him in. Well, Abby Olson falls behind the count here against Flanagan. 3-0 pitch. That'll work for a 4-pitch walk, and Olson gives up a free pass, and there's a runner aboard for the third straight inning here for Central Cass, now with Kira Gunnifson, the senior center fielder. As we'll have a quick meeting on the circle upcoming here for the Thompson Tommies. Central Cass back in action again on Monday at West Fargo. Thompson back in action, where they will go up against Kindred on Monday afternoon. We'll have that for you right here on YourLiveEvent.com from Kindred. So join us for that Region 1 versus Region 2 contest. And similar as we said in our pregame show, 2 teams that feel like they have a chance to make the state tournament in this game today is going to be the same when Thompson goes to Kindred, where 2 teams feel like, hey, get through your region tournament unscathed. Find a way just to get to Jamestown a little bit later on here in the month of May. Runner at first again is Flanagan. We'll see what the play is on for Scott Koss. Gunnifson looking to bunt as that one goes foul. It's 0-1. And as you see the play, you see what the defense is looking to do. Workin would go over to cover third. Eliason would go cover second, and Muse would stay put at first base. Here's the 0-1. Gunnifson's going to bunt this one up the third baseline. Barehanded by Hurst, and eventually out. Gunnifson does a good job with the bunt. How it came up, she kind of paused for a second, thinking it was going to be maybe a foul ball, but instead, Hurst does a good job with the play. 5-3 on the sack for 5 spunts, as Flanagan will take second base now, and there's one down. First pitch swinging, Sherwhite got jammed. This goes to Workin, and Workin is retired on the pop-out, and there's 2 down here in the third inning. Aspen Preen flew out to right center field to calling her last time up. Gave it a good ride, just got a little bit underneath it, and can Olsen dance out of a leadoff batter again, getting aboard for another inning. As Preen sees this one. Good block there by Hendrickson, keeping it close. Says one thing that Central Cass under Scott Costa have done well over the years is they take the extra 60 feet when they can get it. 1-0 pitch is Preen, swing and a miss. It's now 1-1. It's the first time through the lineup here for Central Cass against Olsen. 1 hit, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. As this one works up, it's 2-1. Well, for the Thompson Tommies, they'll have their 9-1 and 2 batters due up in the bottom half of the inning with Oster, the senior right fielder, leading things off. Preen hits this one foul. Now 2-2 as some more ominous clouds make its way through here for Thompson. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the runner at second there with Flanagan. Olsen with the pitch. This one is going to be blocked now, going to third base, sliding in safely. As we just said, they'll take the extra 60 feet when they can. Not a bad throw by Hendrickson, just on the applied tag there by Hurst. It came off her glove. And now a runner at third base, and it's a full count here to Preen. Olsen with the payoff pitch. Preen hits this one in the air. The shortstop is there and makes the play here for Workin. So a couple of pop-outs to the shortstop to retire this side. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. 2.5 today on the Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Agency scoreboard, and it is still a scoreless game as we head to the bottom half of the third.
Embrace the joy of community at Halsted Living Center and Heritage House in Halsted, where wonderful neighbors and energetic minds come together. If you're seeking more than just a place to call home, you found the right spot with Halsted Living Center and Heritage House. Whether your interests lie in music, agriculture, sports, or dancing, you'll find someone who shares your passion and expertise. Discover a fulfilling lifestyle filled with connection and celebration with Halsted Living Center and Heritage House in Halsted. Get more information by calling 218-456-2105 or log on to halstedlivingcenter.com.
That's a lot of water.
No! Jeez Louise!
This system is packing 70-mile-per-hour winds, golf ball-sized hail, and a fast drop in temperature.
Oh, jeez. Dave and Cheryl's kitchen started on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, let's take a look.
Oh, geez, moments happen. Be ready with Irie Insurance.
Bottom of the third inning, Thompson will see 9-1 and 2 batters again with Oster, the senior right fielder, first time against Mitchell here today. Takes a good swing at it. It's now 0-1. The Tommy's 4 batters to the plate in the first and the second inning. They got a single by Workin, who was eventually stranded at second base in the first, and a 2-out single by Presley in the second inning, as Oster now falls behind 0-2. Well, so far, these 2 pitchers of both Mitchell and Olsen have found a way to not allow an inning to get out of hand. As Mitchell sees this one out of the zone, now 1-2. For the Thompson Tommies, they will play their 9th and 10th games of the season. Here with the modified 5 in part 2 of this one. And Mitchell gets the strikeout. She's got 1 in every inning. Her 3rd strikeout here for Central Cass. So first time through the lineup for Thompson against Mitchell of 2 1/3, 2 hits, no walks, and 3 strikeouts as Claire Calling flew out to the right fielder Halverson on 2 pitches, her first time up in the bottom half of the first inning. First pitch swinging, fouls it back. It's 0-1. Region 1 softball tournament. The play-in will be on the 14th from seed 6 through 11. Then everything goes to Hillsboro starting on the 16th, 2 weeks from now. Well, for the Thompson Tommies, they're in a spot to where they would play on May the 16th here on their home turf. And then eventually that Monday and Tuesday of the 18th and the 19th, they would also be hosting the Region 2 softball tournament here in Thompson. No balls, 2 strikes to calling. Mitchell working ahead. 0-2 popped up on a play, and we'll do it all over again at 0-2. Still 4 regions, but seeing a lot of growth in high school softball over the last couple of years. As an example, Nelson County, Dakota, seeing Langdon area, Munich over the last couple seasons adding a varsity program, as this one is skied, but the wind will take it out of play. And one of our patrons just says, you know what, I'll get out of the way of the softball. We'll continue here at 0-2. Region 1, 4 new teams over the last 3 seasons have made its way into Region 1 now, where it used to have 7 to 11. Region 2 kind of erupted a couple of years ago, adding a handful of teams. There was a makeshift region softball tournament at Mayville State one year just because of weather. They get games in as well. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, don't have to worry about that. We'll have the Region 1 and Region 2 softball tournaments here for you on your live event, and the same when it comes to baseball. The 1-2 pitch jammed her. Is there enough room for the third baseman? No. As Stieg was hustling down the third baseline, we'll continue at 1-2. Also, the Northeast Track and Field meet coming up in Mayville 2 weeks from now on the 15th, and the Southeast Track and Field meet on May the 16th will also have on yourliveevent.com. So baseball, softball, track and field, we got you covered here in a couple of weeks. As Mitchell, the 1-2 out of the zone, it's now 2-2. We said a couple of good bats again by Hendrickson, Olson in the second inning, and Calling falling off a couple pitches, falling behind 0-2, has worked it to 2-2, so a good at bat here for Calling. Not trying to get aboard. 2-2 pitch, and we'll do it all over again here at 2-2. High school softball game just over a half hour old here on yourliveevent.com from Larimer Field in Thompson. Battle of 2 teams in the top 5 poll in the state in Class B. 2-2, as this one just in the zone. Didn't miss by much. Now 3-2. The infield for Central Cass was waiting for Aspen to throw it around the horn, and Calling works the count now to a 3-2 pitch from Mitchell, and she will work a walk. So falling behind 0-2 in the count, fouling off a handful of pitches. That'll be the first free pass of Mitchell here this afternoon, and Calling gets aboard, and there's some wheels at first base now for Matt Chandler and the Tommies. Maya working with a single and a stolen base here for Thompson. And staying put at first is Claire Calling. It's 1-0. Or 0-1, excuse me. That'd be 0-1. So 0-1 upcoming here to Maya Workin. Looking to bunt up the third base line. This one will go foul as it was backhanded by Stieg, and when it went across the fair foul line, she put a glove on it. As we get the BNSF to make its way through. Looking down the left field line, you're heading west. Looking down the right field line, heading north here in Thompson. So now is the play for Matt Chandler with an 0-2 count with Calling at first. 0-2 swing and a miss. Calling will stay put. Mitchell gets to strike out her 4th of the afternoon, and there's 2 down. Now it's to the third baseman, Kaya Hurst, coming up to the plate. She'll be joined by her basketball teammate coming up here with Addie Sage at the Lions All-Star Basketball Series here in the month of July. As Mitchell, and we'll see this one come through for a strike, gets 0-1. And starting to get some sprinkles making its way through. Well, we talked about rain, just a matter of how much rain were we going to get. Right now, just enough to be a nuisance as Hurst got jammed. This one goes into short left. Oh, what a play by Sherwhite. Calling was on the run to second, so Sherwhite had to break and then reverse and get back, and that'll retire this side. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We played 3 today on the Nodak Insurance Chris Moen Agency Company scoreboard scoreless as we head to the 4th inning.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the Big Air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins and the fun never ends.
As we come back, first pitch swinging is Mitchell. She is retired on one pitch to Oster in right field, and there's one down here in the bottom of the 4th inning where, again, some sprinkles are making its way through. Now, looking at the radar, nothing of too much to worry about, but enough just to be a nuisance again as Bussey will see this for a ball. It's now 1-0, and we are seeing a little bit of clearing here in the west, so hopefully just a little modified sprinkle that's going to make its way through as Bussey nearly got hit. Now it's 2-0. 2-0 to a dangerous batter as the rain continues to sprinkle on in, even a little bit harder now as we say that. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Bussey will see this for a ball. It's now 2-1. Make that 3-0, 3-0 here to Bussey, who drew a walk on 5 pitches in the second. And Bussey will take a 4-pitch walk, and she will take first base. So third walk of the game for Olsen, one in the second, one in the third, and now her second to Bussey here. And the Squirrels get a runner on in the 4th inning. Central Cass has had a runner on every inning against Olsen. They just haven't been able to punch one through, as here's a swing and a miss by Kaylee here as it's 0-1. Bussey at first base. This one is fouled back. It's 0-2. As that one hits an evergreen tree. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Already getting to the midway point to this softball contest as there's a fly ball down the line in right. Going into foul territory. Making a nice play there is Oster. And there's 2 down. And if you're in right field with where the wind was earlier today on the start of this game, it's going to tail away from you going down that fair foul line. As will be up to now Zimmerman to try to continue the inning here for Central Cass. First pitch swinging, Zimmerman gives this one a drive to straightaway center, way back to the track. Oh, what a play by Colleen. Right in front of the fence as off the bat. That sounded good by Zimmerman. Colleen able to get on her horse to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We played 3.5 today, still scoreless here in Thompson.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today. And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Common doesn't do the extra reps. Common doesn't push the limits. And Common doesn't do all of that before the sun is up. We work harder than anyone else when no one is watching, so that when everyone is watching, we're ready to answer the call. Discover your uncommon side with the North Dakota Army National Guard.
As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it's a 1-0 count here to Sydney Eliason here. The 4, 5, and 6 batters due up for the Thompson Tommies. Right now, it just might be simply put, who scores first might win this game with how this one is going. Both teams have had chances with runners in scoring position as there's a hit down the right field line. Going to play it as Halverson. Cindy's going to make the turnaround first, and Halverson able to get there quickly before it gets past her, but it's a leadoff base hit for Thompson as they'll have a runner aboard here in the bottom of the 4th inning. First leadoff batter to get aboard here against Mitchell, and that'll be the 3rd hit, all via the single variety here for Thompson. And for Matt Chandler, what do you want to do with Fiona Hendrickson? She struck out her last time up but had a good at-bat, worked the count 2-2, fouled off some pitches. As Eliason at first base. Here's a bunt up in the air that'll go foul. It's now 0-1. And once that little pop-up rain shower kind of made its way through, the wind maybe not as prevalent as what it was earlier here at the top of the hour at noon, where you had to really consistently go through a little bit on a pop-up. Here's the 0-1, looking to bunt right back up to Mitchell. The third baseman will play this one, Stieg. The runner's going to stay over at second. Good job by Zimmerman in left because third base was unoccupied, but Zimmerman was hanging behind Matt Chandler from where we saw it. Didn't see a red jersey, and all of a sudden, boom, here comes Zimmerman. So staying put is Eliason at second. Sacrifice bunt here by Hendrickson, and the Tommies are the runner in scoring position, one down here in the bottom of the 4th as it goes to Abby Olson, who worked the count full her last time up in the 2nd before grounding out to Flanagan at second base. And this will work out of the zone for a ball. It's now 1-0. Class B softball today, Tommies in Central Cass. The Squirrels in Thompson, however you like to slice it, for a first of 2. Second game again, just a 5-inning varsity counter. This works the zone. It's now 2-0. Also looking to put something in the outfield here and see if she can bring Cindy in from second base. Mitchell going to have to battle right now, down 2-0 in the count. There's a good spot. Whitney hits it for a strike. It's now 2-1. You hear the strike before it's eventually called the strike. But the zone has been consistent, so you can't complain about that for a batter's perspective. The 2-1, it'll be out of the zone now, 3-1. After Abby, here we get back to Presley. As Hedelvit on the on-deck circle. 3-1. It'll be called a strike now, 3-2. Back-to-back at-bats here for Olson to work the count full against Mitchell. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down with the runner at second base here in Eliason. And the payoff pitch. 3-2 is foul back, and that one doesn't hit the top of the fence here. That might have been into the press box. As we'll keep it consistent at 3-2. Whitney Mitchell nearly tattooed our center field camera yesterday by about 5 feet on a homer. If that ever does happen, the person who gets the home run, he will eventually get the shattered camera as a souvenir. As over the years, we've been close of that eventually happening. 3-2 again here for Olson. Fouled off back-to-back pitches here against Mitchell. Whitney looking for her 5th strikeout of the afternoon. 3-2. Olson fouls this one off again. So good battle between the 2 opposing pitchers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A win here today for Thompson would improve them to 9-0, while a win here today for Central Cass, they would get to 14-2 and would stay unbeaten against Class B competition. 3-2 pitch, strike 3, looking, and Mitchell gets the strikeout. That's her 5th. And a large second out from a Central Cass perspective as it goes now to Hedelvit. The freshman designated player with a single her last time up. Got the All-American bat. That looks like a popsicle right there with the red, white, and blue. Taking a strike, it's 0-1. No balls and a strike as a car alarm making its way out in left field. Here's the 0-1. That'll be called the strike. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to the freshman designated player as Mitchell works ahead, trying to leave Sydney at second base after a leadoff single. 0-2 pitch popped up, and this one will go into the grandstands, and we'll keep it And no balls and 2 strikes. Lopez on deck here for Thompson. Well, for Central Cass, it'll be 7, 8, and 9 in the 5th inning with Stieg to lead things off in the top half of the 5th. Here's the 0-2 offering. I'll work out of the zone now. 1 and 2, knock on wood. As getting back is Eliason. The rain has went away for the moment from those little bit of sprinkles that came through here today. We'll take the sprinkles, just not the heavy rain shower, to continue to get these games in. The 1-2. Strike 3, looking Mitchell with back-to-back strikeouts to retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left. A good one today here in Thompson. We're scoreless as we head to the 5th inning.
High school can be overwhelming. Homework, sports, jobs, friends, all of it. But here's some good news. You don't have to handle everything alone. Staying connected with people who support you is one of the strongest mental health habits you can build. A quick conversation, a laugh with a friend, or even asking for help can make a huge difference. Set boundaries when you need them, take breaks, and remember, it's okay to slow down. Taking care of your mental health isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Go Tommies!
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box, we're sending a real person. Someone that knows your name, and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest, we're the best experience. Polar Communications.
From the Paul Nisler Press Box, I'm Chase Miller with you here today on YourLiveEvent.com on the Chris Mo Nodak Insurance Agency scoreboard. Scoreless here in the 5th inning. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 batters due up here as Stieg going up against Olson, who's gotten 4 innings of work, and this one is laced down the third base line. That'll be foul. It's 1-1. So far, Olson, 4 innings of work in the circle, just 1 hit. That was to the leadoff batter with Sherwhite to open up the game. 3 walks and 1 strikeout here for Olson. As this one works out of the zone, 2-1. The Squirrels sent 4 batters to the plate in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th. They sent 4 in the 1st. Haven't been able to get to number 5 so far. Good spot by Olson for a strike. It's 2-2. Olson looking for her 2nd strikeout. Well, Maddie looking to get aboard for the first time. 2-2 pitch popped up. That'll be in a short right center field, and this one will dump in, kind of in between Bermuda's Triangle there with Allianson, Calling, and Oster, and where that one went. Off the bat, looked like maybe it was going to get a little bit farther than where it eventually dropped in. So Central Cass gets a leadoff batter aboard, their first hit since the 1st inning. And 3 of the 4 innings here, they've gotten a leadoff batter aboard, just haven't been able to bring anybody in. Flanagan coming up to the plate. She earned a 4-pitch walk her last time up and was stranded at third base in the 3rd inning. The 0-1 is hit up the third base side foul. It's now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Stieg over at first base again after getting a base knock here for Central Cass. The 0-2 pitch. This one's hit to the third baseman. Hirsch. She'll go across the diamond in time for the out. Bang, bang play. Flanagan's retired 5-3, but works like a sacrifice bunt regardless as you get the lead runner here into scoring position with Stieg with 1 down. Now it goes to Kira Gunnifson, and what's the player going to put on then? Sophie Sherwhite due up next in the 3rd time through the lineup here for Central Cass. As Gunnifson will take a strike, it's 0-1. Gunnifson had a sacrifice bunt her last time up in inning number 2. As Stieg stands at 3rd. Here's the 0-1. Olson hits the same spot now, 0-2. At 200 feet down the left field line, 200 feet to right, pretty much 200 feet around the world here today in Thompson. 3 pitches, and Olson gets the strikeout. And there's 2 down. Now it goes to Sherwhite. Sherwhite 1 of 2 today with a single and a pop-out to work in at shortstop back in the 3rd inning. We're going to see if she can hit the grass somewhere as this one goes through the glove of Hendrickson. She had to get out of her crouch, and eventually the ball just kept tailing away. So now you got Central Cass with the runner at third base and a 1-0 count here to Sherwhite. As Sophie hits this one, popped up. That'll go to Hurst, and that'll retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left as we played 4.5 today, scoreless here in Thompson.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Mitchell on for her fifth inning of work. It's Lopez, Oster, and Calling here for Thompson. 8, 9, and 1 batters due up here against Mitchell. As right now still a scoreless ball game here between Central Cass and Thompson. Mitchell gets ahead now 0-2 as she was able to strike out both Olson and Presley back-to-back to finish off the fourth inning, and now she's trying to see if she can add to that here as well in the fifth. And she does it again. 3 straight strikeouts for Mitchell. And there's one down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 7 batters that Whitney have struck out. And it's been 4 of the last 7 that she has retired via the K. Now it goes to Oster. Oster hits one in the air up the third base slide. That'll go foul on the gravel road. It's now 0-1. Then back to the top of the lineup. So these two teams kind of playing even in where they're at right now in the batting lineup and the order. As it was Central Cass to get through Sherwhite and the leadoff batter in the fifth. If Winchell can have a 3-up, 3-down, it'll be the same for Thompson with Calling due up next. The 0-1 fouled again. It's now 0-2. Got ahead on Lopez 0-2. Gets ahead here on Oster 0-2. As Matt Chandler, the head coach, with some words of encouragement here to Oster. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Mitchell has retired 4 straight via the K. 2 of them in the fourth inning were strikeout looking. Here it's back-to-back strikeout swinging. Now it goes to Claire Calling with a really good at-bat in the third. Fell behind 0-2, fouled off about 4 or 5 pitches, and eventually worked the count full and earned a walk. Here for Calling, she's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to Halverson back in the first. As Mitchell goes off speed, it's now 0-1. As the Thompson Tommies trying to avoid a 3-up, 3-down inning against Mitchell, they've at least sent 4 batters to the plate, but no more than 4 batters to the plate in any inning. 1 ball and a strike as Mitchell looks behind to her catcher and Preen. Here's the 1-1. Foul back. It's now 1-2. Mitchell, can she strike out the side is what she's looking to do and get these Central Cass bats back up. Foul tipped again, and Calling does a good job staying alive here at 1-2. Thompson baseball in action today with a triangular. As Tommy's track and field program as well, so a lot of high school sports going on just from the Thompson perspective here today. Here's the 1-2. That'll work outside for a ball now, 2-2. These two teams possibly could play each other a week from today in the midseason madness. They're in the same bracket. Central Cass has Williston for the quarterfinal bracket, while Thompson has Mandan. They're on opposite sides, but they could see each other for a place game. 2-2 pitch popped up, and Colleen does this one again. And Claire able to foul off a hand in a row. Is very similar to the at-bat that she worked a walk-in the third, where she just fouled off a lot in the zone and then eventually drew a walk. She gets aboard. Maya Workin-Do's up next, who has a single back in the first inning. For the Thompson Tommies, if they record it out here, it'll be Aspen, Preen, Mitchell, and Bussey for Central Cass in the sixth. 2-2. Colleen works the count full yet again. As we have a full count one more time in between Colleen and Mitchell. Payoff pitch here from Whitney. Fouled off, and Colleen spoils another one. They're going to have double digits yet again here in terms of a pitch count on just one at-bat. More pitches you see. The old adage is in baseball and softball normally favors the batter at some point. 3-2 hit in the air, popped up. This could be trouble, but the shortstop, Sherwhite, does a good job camping underneath it before Zimmerman gets there to retire. Other side. The first 3-up, 3-down inning for Mitchell in the circle. Through 5 are still scoreless between Thompson and Central Cass.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
As we take a look at the defense here for the Thompson Tommies, Lopez in left with Colleen in center, and Oster stands in right here for Thompson. While Hurst at third base, Workin at shortstop, Eliason at second, Muse at first base, Hendrickson behind the plate, Olsen on for her 5th inning of work. 2 hits against, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. As 2, 3, and 4 batters, first pitch swinging is Preen. It's on one. Where these foul balls are going, sooner or later, one's going to go in the press box here today, as it's been close. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Olsen, and this will be hit up the first base side. That'll go foul. It's now 0-2. Game that's just about an hour old here today. First of 2. Our second one is a scheduled 5-inning contest. 0-2 pitch. Preen hits one in the air. That'll go over the shortstop and die in front of Lopez. An opposite field single here for Aspen Preen. She gets the board, and the Squirrels get a leadoff runner on here in the 6th inning with an ever-dangerous Whitney Mitchell coming up to the plate. Mitchell with a fly out to center and a fly out to right, 0 for 2 today. And this is the part of the lineup where with Preen, Mitchell, and Bussey, when there's runners on, you're probably more than likely from Scott Koss going to let them swing away. Central Cass, all their runs yesterday in Kindred were the home run. They hit 3 of them, 2 by Whitney, 1 by Brady Bussey. Here's the 1-0. That'll be called a strike. Gets 1-1 if you're Mitchell. Probably not going to want to swing at that one and try to roll it over unless you can shoot it to right field. Preen at first. 1-1 pitch will miss for a ball. Now 2-1. Give credit to Olsen so far today, as 5 of the 6 innings, Central Cass has got a leadoff batter aboard, but she's found a way to dance around it. As this is hit up the third base side foul, it's 2-2, and she'll try to do it yet again. This game has progressed. It just kind of has a feeling of postseason softball, and maybe foreshadowing of what we might see a couple weeks from now if these two teams are fortunate enough to make it to the state tournament. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Preen, after falling behind, hit an opposite field single that was over Workin, the shortstop, and died in front of the left fielder of Lopez. A 2-2. That'll miss for a ball. Now 3-2. First 3-ball count since Bussey in the 4th inning, who drew a walk. There's the payoff pitch. Mitchell foul tipped it, and we'll continue at 3-2. So after some good quality at bats by Thompson, Mitchell having a good quality at bat here. 3-2 pitch, and that'll just miss off the zone. And the Central Cass Squirrels will have 2 runners aboard for the first time against Olsen in an inning. Runners at first and second with Preen and Mitchell. Now it's to Bussey, who earned a walk in the second and a walk in the fourth. As make sure Whitney's got everything situated from a running standpoint over at first base. Here's a pitch by Olsen. This one's going to get one hop as it goes off the home plate, off the glove of Hendrickson. So Central Cass with Preen now at third, Mitchell at second base. Runners at scoring position and a 1-0 count here to Bussey, and she's someone where you don't want to have to leave something in the zone to. 1-0 pitch. Now 2-0 with Halverson on deck. Central Cass threatening here as Hendrickson going to come out and talk to Olsen in the circle on the Nodak Insurance Company Chris Malone Agency scoreboard. Who's going to score first? Still to come a little bit later on. We'll get to our modified post-game show. Player of the game, play the contest, final numbers, and get you ready for Game 2 today of Central Cass and Thompson here on YourLiveEvent.com. If you're a fan of horse racing, the Kentucky Derby a little bit later on. Post time at around 5:45, 5:50 here for a little racing. 2-0 pitch. Speaking of racing, well, they would have been racing down the line here for Mitchell as Bussey just missing a bases-clearing hit. Instead, it's 2-1. That's a fair ball. Preen comes in to score. Mitchell comes in to score. We're talking about a 2-0 game. Instead, that's a loud strike. 2-1. Bussey sees this one miss out of the zone. It's now 3-1. Put yourself in a situation like this. Who's going to come out on top? 3-1 pitch, and Bussey has reached base all three times via the walk. Base is full of squirrels and nowhere to put Halverson. As Kaylee sees this one, good backhand play by Hendrickson. As Preen was dancing down the third base line trying to see if she could come in and score. As Halverson today 0 of 2 at the plate with a strikeout and a flyout. This one will be hit to the third baseman. Hurst trying to go home to get the force. Not in time. Aspen Preen beats the play. Kaya Hurst made a good effort at it. Just got enough as it kind of rolled through. And coming in to score is going to be Preen. And Central Cass gets the first base runner of the game to touch home plate. As we'll also get a courtesy runner coming into the game here for Central Cass. As this one coming over. So coming in to score is going to be Preen. Mitchell stands at third, Bussey at second. As Halverson gets aboard with a base hit as well. Bussey stands at second. Now it goes to Zimmerman. Not 100% sure again over who's at first base just with the sweatshirt on. So runner at first here for Central Cass. Still nobody out. Squirrels looking for a big inning here in the top of the 6th inning. As Zimmerman flew out to center field to Calling back in the 4th inning where she nearly hit a home run. Here's the 1-0. Hendrickson able to block that one out in front. It's now 2-0. The Squirrels have taken the lead now from a Thompson perspective. It's trying to minimize the damage as much as possible here. Well, for Central Cass, trying to put up a crooked number here in the 6th and open up the game. It's 3-0. 5th batter of the inning. This is the first time that Central Cass has sent 5 batters to the plate in an inning against Olsen. Here's the 3-0. Be a 5-pitch walk, and Zimmerman will get a run driven in. Mitchell will come in to score. Bussey goes to third, and bases are still full as we'll have a quick meeting in the circle. It's 2-love in favor of Central Cass.
At Thompson Public School, we know success starts with more than just grades. It starts with a healthy mind. Every student faces stress, pressure, and busy schedules, but taking care of your mental health can make all the difference. Simple habits matter. Things like getting enough sleep, talking to someone you trust, taking breaks, and staying active can help a lot. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Thompson Public School is here to help every student, every day. Take care of your mind, take care of each other. Go Tommies.
Central Cass leads by 2 here on YourLiveEvent.com as it goes now to the third baseman with Maddie Stieg. A single, a walk, a single, and a walk here today in this half inning. As this one works out of the zone, it's now 1-0. Coming into the inning, there was just 3 walks, and right now there's been 3 walks in this inning alone. 2 hits as this one has popped up and going to be caught by Hendrickson. Stieg is retired, and there's 1 down. As now we have Flanagan, and we'll get a new batter coming up here, potentially is for Central Cass. And we'll get to that in a second. As this is going to be hit up the third base side, that'll go foul. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike on the way. This one missing as well. This one missing. It's now 1-1. Flanagan with a walk in the third. She grounded out her last time up in the 5th inning to Kaya Hurst at third base. As Flanagan sees this now 2-1. Olsen looking for another strikeout or keep something in the infield. Flanagan trying to see if she can hit one to the fielders as there's a fly ball that'll go to left. And, it was nearly a shoestring catch by Lopez. They will try to get the runner at third. Now they throw that one away over to Hendrickson. So everybody moves up station to station. Unfortunate there for Central Cass that they score a run. While on the opposite side for Thompson that it was only 1 run against. As that was nearly a shoestring catch by Lopez, as coming in to score eventually is Bussey. And then you have the runner over at third, Zimmerman over at second. Flanagan gets aboard with a base hit and a run scored as we have a new batter coming up to the plate here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As making our way through, I think this is McKenna Holen up to the plate. So Holen's going to hit for Gunnifson. It's now 3-0. If Lopez makes that catch, that would have been a basket ice cream style of snow cone catch out in left field and nearly came down with it. If she would have had it, that would have also given a chance to get Central Cass another run, but it's not going to matter as this one gets by Hendrickson. Squirrels will come in to score. It's now 4-0. So Zimmerman will take third base. You'll see Flanagan at second. McKenna Holen will work with a 1-0 count, then back to the top of the lineup. 4 runs across so far here for the Squirrels, and this is their 8th batter of the inning. And there's still just 1 down here in the 6th. Game of inches sometimes when it comes to softball and how close you can maybe be called out at first or not. The first run by Preen was a bang-bang play to get on the fielder's choice as Kaya Hurst with a slow ground to the third base made a good play to Hendrickson, but Preen beat it like you're running a 100-meter dash at the stretch. There's a 2-0. Now makes it 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes on the way here to McKenna Holen. As Olsen looking to find the zone. As this is hit foul, it's 3-1. Central Cass Thompson today here on YourLiveEvent.com. Our first of a doubleheader as the 3-1 pitch going to be hit. Here goes off a Hurst into short left field. 1 run comes in. Flanagan going to take the turn. She'll stay put. McKenna is going to try to make her way to second. Holen does, and she will get into scoring position. As Kaya Hurst, kind of like a goalie, just trying to get in front of the softball there as it took a bounce, and eventually coming into score is going to be Zimmerman. Flanagan stands at third, and McKenna Holen gets aboard as she will be at second base in Central Cass. Able to get another run driven in here as Sherwhite will come up to the plate. And this will be the 9th batter of the inning here for the Squirrels. A single, a walk, a single, a walk, a single, and a single here today for Central Cass in the 6th inning. This one doesn't miss by too much coming in. To Sherwhite, it's now 1-0. 1-0 pitch. When we call the strike, it's now 1-1. Once Thompson comes up to the plate, it'll be their 2, 3, and 4 batters due up here for the Thompson Tommies. The 1-1 pitch, it's now 2-1, but when Aspen Preen eventually came in to score, we said it's a matter of can Thompson minimize the damage or can Central Cass put up a crooked number? Well, it was the latter here so far with 5 runs in the inning as Hendrickson sees it get by her enough. Hendrickson trying to make the play at home, can't, and coming in here will be Flanagan. So Flanagan comes in to score. It's now 6-0, and you got Holland over at third base. And Sophie Sherwhite comes up to the plate. 1 of 3 today with a single back in the first inning, and she can still drive in a run. As we'll have the 3-1 as that one got by Hendrickson enough, and Hendrickson tried to go make the play at home. But eventually sprinting down was Flanagan again over at third base. 3-1 pitch going to be hit on the ground. Kaya Hurst bobbles this one, and a run will come in and score. That one just kind of ate up Kaya on the play. And it's now 7-0 in favor of Central Cass. So Sherwhite is going to reach base on the air. McKenna Holland will come in to score. And now it goes to Aspen Preen as the Squirrels have batted around here in the 6th inning. And now all of a sudden from a Central Cass perspective, you're looking to possibly 10-run rule Thompson if you can get 3 more runs across the board and hold Thompson scoreless in the bottom half of the 6th inning. As this one will hit Preen as Aspen will take first base. Now it goes to Whitney Mitchell with runners at first and second and still 1 down. As Aspen Preen will check out, we'll get a courtesy runner coming in here for on the way here for Central Cass. And coming across here will be number 22 making her way. This will be Olivia Rude. So Olivia will be running here for Aspen Preen at first base. As the freshman will come on for Central Cass. Mitchell with a walk earlier in the inning with a run scored is 0 for 2 today, and she will take outside for a ball. It's 1-0. 11th batter of the inning here for Central Cass. As this is called a strike, it's now 1-1. They've done this as well with all walks and singles here in the inning in terms of putting the ball in play. Nothing from an extra base hit yet. As Mitchell trying to change that as this is called a strike, it's 1-2. And Sherwhite at second. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking, and Mitchell's retired on the strikeout. That'll be the 3rd for Olsen today. As Sherwhite stands at second base. You got Rude standing at first, down to Brady Bussey, who's reached base all 3 times, all via the walk. And she takes a strike, gets 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bussey trying to put something in play. Olsen looking for the final out of the inning. As this one works for a ball, it's now 1-2. Alverson due up next if Bussey can get aboard here for Central Cass. Here's the 1-2. Bussey hits one on the ground. This one goes to Hurst. Hurst makes the play, throws it across diamond in time to Muse. 5-3 to retire this side. But Central Cass puts up 7 runs in the top of the 7th inning. We're back, top of the 6th inning. We're back with more after this here on your live event.
What is that? Is that top insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop insurance.
Maybe Toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe insurance, maybe?
I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe.
That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies.
For Central Cass in the top of the 6th inning, 7 runs on 4 hits. There was an error and 2 runners left on base, but the Central Cass Squirrels have opened up the game here in the 6th inning on the Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Agency scoreboard as it goes now to the bottom half of the inning here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Up by 7. Can Thompson get a couple of back here will be the question. It's a good part of the lineup to try to do so with Maya Workin, Kaya Hurst, and Sydney Eliason here, as both Workin and Sydney have been able to reach base with a base hit today for the Thompson Tommies. But they will have to try to do and put a good spot in the lineup and pass the baton here in the 6th inning, similar to what Central Cass was able to do after having 12 batters to the plate in the top half of the inning. There's the 1-0 pitch upcoming to Maya Workin, who's one of 2 here today for the Thompson Tommies. 1-0 pitch will miss for a ball. It's now 2-0. 2 balls and a strike here to the senior shortstop for the junior pitcher here for Mitchell. 2-0 pitch. That'll work out of the zone. It's 3-0. Thompson looking to see if they can get their second leadoff batter aboard here against Mitchell. The first was Cindy again back in that 4th inning with a single to right. And this will be a 4-pitch walk. Mitchell will see her second free pass of the contest, and now it goes to Hurst. 0 for 2 today with a pop-out and a strikeout here for the Tommies. Third baseman. As Mitchell, 5 straight pitches all out of the zone. It's now a 1-0 count here to Hurst. And for Thompson, starts with getting some base runners aboard. That's what they did there with Maya Workin over at first. Hurst trying to follow her suit as Kaya dances out of the way. It's 2-0. Haven't seen this too much from a Mitchell perspective, where 6 consecutive pitches have missed out of the zone. And can Chief try to find her rhythm a little bit here, or can Thompson, as we alluded to, get a couple of runs of their own here in the bottom of the 6th inning? 2-0 pitch, taking a rip at that was Sky Hurst. It'll be 2-1. There's a strike for Whitney. On the rise ball, just kind of jammed Hurst a little bit. Able to get out of the zone, and the 2-1 pitch is upcoming from Mitchell. That'll miss for a ball. It's 3-1. So through 5 innings coming in for Whitney, 3 hits against with just 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. Got a walk to Maya Workin, and Kaya would love to add another base runner here some way, somehow in the 6th. Hurst fouls this back, works the count full. It's 3-2. Working at first base, Mitchell with the payoff pitch upcoming here to the senior third baseman in Hurst. As Whitney looking for her 9th strikeout. This one fouled again up by Kaya. We'll see pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming. If you're just joining us, Central Cass with 7 runs all in the top half of the 6th. 7 runs on 4 hits. Took advantage of a handful of walks and a hit by pitch to move some runners across and bring them on in for 7 runs. Here's a 3-2. Hurst pops this one up foul yet again, and this is something we've said from a multitude of Thompson batters, a quality at bat against Whitney. Now it's a question of, can you get aboard with a walk or maybe a single or an extra base hit? As Mitchell has another 3-2, and this one goes right over us and on top of us here on the press box today from the Paul Nisler press box. And we'll have the 3-2 yet again. Who's going to win this battle between Hurst and Mitchell? 3-2 pitch going to be won by Mitchell. She gets to strike out her 9th, and there's 1 down here in inning number 6. Now goes to Sydney. Lyson coming up with a 1 of 2 at the plate so far with a single back in the 4th inning. And then you got Hendrickson due up after that here for Thompson. Working. stay put at first base as this one missing for a ball. It's 1-0. After this game wraps up, we'll get to a 5-inning contest. That's a 5-inning game coming up next. It will be a varsity game that will count towards your varsity record. 1-0 pitch, runs in at the hands. It's now 2-0. We'll get another game in for both these teams, but also the umpires got to make their way to Grand Forks a little bit later on tonight for another game that they will be partaking in. Here's the 2-0 pitch for Mitchell. Jammed her, but it'll go foul. It's 2-1. State B baseball over at Jack Brown coming up here in Jamestown. State B softball at Trapper Field in Jamestown. The State A going to be making its way towards Minot coming up here in a few weeks for baseball and softball. The 2-1 pitch. Good spot. That'll miss out of the zone. It's 3-1. Give credit to Thompson batters. Worked a 3-ball count. Kai worked a 3-ball count. Now Sidney has worked a 3-ball count. That's going to be hit up the third base side foul. It's 3-2. Chandler showing off his skills up at the third base coaching box. Able to barehand that one. And we'll see another full count here for Mitchell, who's had to work so far today. 5 1/3 innings in the circle. As this is hit down the left field line, and Sidney nearly was able to get an extra base hit as Zimmerman will go retrieve that softball. So a grounder, that one more of a line drive shot. Eliason looking to get aboard for her second time today against Mitchell if she can find another one that gets to the outfield grass. Mitchell with the 3-2 pitch. Popped up in the air. Who's going to call for it? And the second baseman does as Flanagan makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Goes to Fiona Hendrickson with a sacrifice bunt in the 4th. 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the 2nd. As Scott Koss going to talk it over with his infield here for the Central Cass Squirrels. 7th inning, you got Halverson with Zimmerman and Stieg due up here for Central Cass. Those will be 5, 6, and 7 batters here for the Squirrels. For Central Cass, Gunnifson in straightaway center, Zimmerman in left, and then you got Halverson again in right field. Preem behind the plate with Bussey at first, Flanagan at second, as we just alluded to, Sherwhite at shortstop, and Stieg at third base. Fiona Hendrickson, the senior catcher. See if she's aggressive early on, and she will take a strike. It's 0-1. 4 batters in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and here's the 4th, it was a 3-up, 3-down 5th inning. The 4th batter here in the 6th for the Tommies. This one works up. It's 1-1. Abby Olsen due up next if Hendrickson can find a way to get to first base. The 1-1. Now it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch to the senior catcher. Here with Hendrickson. Mitchell looking for her 10th strikeout. 1-2 pitch, a ground ball. This one goes to the glove of Stieg at third. Makes the play to Bussey. 5-3 on the putout. And that'll retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We played 6 today here in Thompson. It's 7-0 in favor of the Squirrels.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting section, and check out their different paint mixing options from Benjamin Moore, Clark and Kensington, and Royal. From their grills to Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to the customer laser engraving center. Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Still to come, we'll get to our post-game show in between game number 1 and game number 2. Take a look at the final numbers, get to our player of the game. That and more is still to come here between Thompson and Central Cass, as it's Halverson, Zimmerman, and Stieg do up for Central Cass. 5, 6, and 7 batters, as the Squirrels 1 inning away from improving to 14-2 on the season and handing Thompson their first loss if they can finish off the 7th here for Central Cass. First pitch, swinging this one, hitting the air to right. That one's got a little tail to it. And over the right fielder, Ulster, making her way from first to second is Halverson, and she'll be in with a stand-up double for Central Cass. So Kaylee gets her second straight hit after a single in the 6th. First pitch, swinging, gets on board here in the 7th. And Central Cass immediately threatening here in the top of the 7th inning. For the Squirrels, it is their first extra base hit against Olsen today. Everything else has been either a single or a walk. Now it goes to Zimmerman. Zimmerman 0 of 2 today with a walk and a run scored. And she will hit this one towards the second baseman. Backhanded there by Sydney. Lyson makes the play, and there's one down here in the 7th. Now it goes to Stieg, who's 1 of 3 with a single in the 5th and a pair of pop-outs. One to Hendrickson her last time up in the 6th, and one over to Workin at shortstop in the 2nd. So this one has hit up the first base side. Muse is there, makes the play. She'll take it 3 unassisted. And there's 2 down. Does move up the runner to third base as it now goes to Flanagan. Flanagan with a single, a run scored, a run driven in, and a walk in the 3rd as the freshman second baseman Flanagan played well here for Central Cass so far throughout the course of today, making a nice fielding play as well. Flanagan with a little slash hit, looking to get it back up the middle, and that one was going to be a base hit regardless of Workin makes the play or not. With the wheels of Flanagan, and Central Cass gets back on the board as it's 8-0 here for the Squirrels. So Flanagan gets her second run driven in, a pair of singles. Now it goes to Gunnifson. Skiera 0 for 1 with the sacrifice bunt. That one works inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Then back to the top of the lineup here with Sherwhite on the on-deck circle. Gunnifson hits one up the third base side foul. Central Cass 7 runs in the 6th and 1 run here in the 7th. A game that got underway nearly an hour and a half ago here today in Thompson. The 1-1 popped up, as this one will be 1-2. As Central Cass, Flanagan over at first. Olsen with the pitch. That one will go through the glove of Hendrickson, and on the pass ball allow Flanagan to get into scoring position. As we'll see it now at 2-2. Two pitches hit up the third base side foul, and will keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Central Cass back in action on Monday in West Fargo. Thompson back in action on Monday in Kindred. And we'll have that for you on yourliveevent.com. It's now 3-2. So Gunnifson working the count full here against Olsen. Olsen with 3 strikeouts, has 6 walks today. 3-2 pitch, strike 3 looking, and Gunnifson is retired on the strikeout. That'll retire the side as Central Cass does score a run on 2 hits. There were no errors and a runner left. We played 6.5 today. It's Central Cass 8, Thompson scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning.
If you can dream it up, we can make it a reality. Hello, this is Jonathan Olson with Greenworks Landscaping and Fencing. We can offer you a complete package when it comes to an external look to your property. Paver patios, outdoor kitchens, retaining walls, or fencing. We offer you all that and more. Our fences are built to last, so you have low maintenance beauty that not only improves the look, but also the value of your home. To show us your ideas or let us help you design your perfect outdoor sanctuary, check us out on the web at gworkslf.com.
The The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today.
And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Olson, as Olson will take a strike. Mitchell looking for a complete game win here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Olson 0 for 2 today with a strikeout her last time up in the 4th. That was zeros across the board through the first 5 innings. It's now 1-2. Olson at the circle, 7 innings of work, 8 hits against, 8 runs with 6 walks and 4 strikeouts here today for Olson in the circle. Here's the 1-2. Popped up, and we'll have a foul and do it all over again at 1-2. Thompson coming off a 17-run performance against Hillsborough Central Valley yesterday, where Central Cass put up 6 runs against the Kindred Vikings yesterday in Kindred. 1-2, swing and a miss, and Mitchell gets the strikeout. That's her 10th, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As now it goes to Presley. Hedelvet, the freshman designated player, 1 of 2 with a single back in the 2nd. As Presley, we'll see this just out of the zone for a ball. Now it's 1-0. 6, 7, and 8 batters due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning with the Lopez due up next. Thompson trying to find a way to get to Claire, Tamaya, Takaya and company. As this one's going to be hit to the second baseman. Flanagan makes the play to Bussey. 4-3. Bussey did a good job seeing that one hit the dirt and then kind of took a spin to the second baseman. Flanagan immediately went back to first, and Flanagan made that one look easy as Thompson is down to their final out here of our first of 2 games today here in Thompson. Lopez 0 for 2 with a strikeout her last time up in the 5th. As Lopez will take a ball, it's now 1-0. They'll have a quick break in between games 1 and games 2, and then we're back to the second game. That will be a 5-inning contest for part 2 of our doubleheader today here in Central Cass. 2 balls and a strike to the junior left fielder. As Mitchell looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning. Will Thompson down to their final out here of the contest. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. It's now 2-1. Squirrels, if they can hold on here, again would improve to 14-2 and give Thompson their first loss of the season. Tommies would drop then to 8-1. As this one works out of the zone, it's now 3-1. 2 walks today here for Mitchell. And now make it 3 walks. That's a 5-pitch walk variety. And the Tommy's going to run her aboard here. Now it goes to batter number 9 in the lineup here to Oster. Senior right fielder, 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. If she can get aboard, then back to the top of the lineup with Claire Calling here for Thompson. Central Cass leads it by 8, bottom of the 7th inning on the Nodak Insurance Company Chris Mount scoreboard as this one goes right over the fence, as this would be 0-1 to Oster. Nice catch by a patron here in the stands. About another 20 feet, it would have been a little bit more interesting for our camera, as we'll have the 0-1 pitch to Oster. Fly ball deep in the air, down the left field line, and this will be a caught by Zimmerman. Off the bat, it sounded good. Zimmerman able to make the play, and that'll do it here in a game that wraps up at 1:34 here today. Game that goes 1 hour and 34 minutes. The Central Cass Squirrels win it 8-0 over the Thompson Tommies. Olson will be the losing pitcher of record, while Mitchell will be the winning pitcher of record here today. Central Cass improves to 14-2. Thompson drops to 8-1. We'll take a quick break and get ready for a modified post-game show. Final numbers, play of the game, that and more, still to come here on your LiveVet.com.
The telephone company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
As we come back here, it's now time to take a look at our final box score, get to our player of the game and our play of the contest as well. We'll get to our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. It's going to be a defensive one by Calling in the contest, taking away an extra base hit by Zimmerman. That was nearly a home run, but Calling back in the fourth inning got on our horse from right center to go to left center and make the play and get Zimmerman out. That is our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsborough. Go to planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com at Agassiz Precision Ag. From there, it's now time to get to our Enbridge Energy player of the contest. Go to enbridge.com for career opportunities. Kind of a 1-2 combination. Mitchell in the circle again. 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3 hits, no runs. Whitney did a really good job here from a pitching perspective, but also from a hitting perspective. We're going to give it to Keelan Flanagan, the freshman second baseman. Got aboard 3 times today, drove in 2 runs, had a run scored as well. She goes 2 for 3 from the plate. Flanagan is part of our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game alongside with Whitney Mitchell. Flanagan again brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That again is enbridge.com for career opportunities. We'll take a break. When we come back, take a look at the final box score before we put a bow on our Game 1 coverage. Game 2 still to come here in just a couple of minutes here on yourliveevent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Thompson Public Schools, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit their website, tps-k12.org, for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and more. Follow them on social media and share in Tommy Pride with student updates and events with Thompson Public Schools. Thompson Public Schools thanks all students, staff, parents, alumni, and community members for their continued support. Good luck to the Tommies. Learn more at tps-k12.org.
As we come back, it's time to look at our box scores. Sophie Sherwhite here for Central Cass goes 1 of 3 today, reach base with a single in the first, got on board with an error in the 6th. Aspen Preen reaches base twice with a single and a run scored in the 6th inning. Then she was eventually hit by a pitch as well later on in the inning, where Central Cass was able to send double digits to the plate. Aspen Preen goes 1 of 3. Whitney Mitchell at the dish goes 0 for 3 today with a walk and a run scored here for Mitchell. Brady Butsy reaches base 3 times, all via the walk, goes 0 for 1 with a run scored. Halverson reaches base twice on a single and a double, gets a run driven in with a run scored, goes 2 for 4 at the plate. Zimmerman goes 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored and a run driven in on a bases loaded walk in the 6th inning. Stee goes 1 of 3 with a single. Flanagan again goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs driven in and a run scored and 2 singles. Gunnifson goes 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt, and then Holland with a single, a run scored, and a run driven in here for Central Cass. Whitney Mitchell, 7 innings of work, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Central Cass, 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 7 runners left on base. Thompson, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 6 runners left on base. Thompson then in the second game with Claire Calling, in the first contest here, Claire Calling goes 0 for 2 with a walk in the 3rd inning. Maya Warkin would finish 1 of 2 with a single and a stolen base and a walk as well with a strikeout. Warkin again 1 of 2. Kai Hurst goes 0 for 3. Sydney Eliason goes 1 of 3 today with a single. Fiona Hendrickson goes 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Abby Olson goes 0 for 3. Hedelvet goes 1 of 3 with a single. Eddie Lopez goes 0 for 2 with a walk, and then Oster goes 0 for 3 today here for the Thompson Tommies. Central Cass 7 runs in the 6th inning, 1 run in the 7th, while on the opposite side, Thompson held scoreless throughout. So with the win, Central Cass now 14-2 on the season. With the loss, Thompson stands at 8-1. Mitchell with the winning pitcher of record. Olson the losing pitcher of record. 7 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned with 6 walks and 4 strikeouts. Again, your final, a game that goes 1 hour and 34 minutes, and game number 1 goes to the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for our second game here between Thompson and Central Cass. This is Region 1 versus Region 2 Class B softball on your livevent.com. At Main Street Mutual Insurance Company, they're owned by their policyholders, not shareholders. That means their focus remains where it always has been, protecting North Dakota families and farmers. For over a century, their roots have been here, and their future is here too. With Main Street Mutual, it represents growth, strength, and opportunity. For more information or to find an agent near you with Main Street Mutual Insurance Company, visit mainstreetmutualins.com. That's mainstreetmutualins.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
At the Central Cass School District, excellence isn't just a goal, it's our mission by empowering individuals to make a positive impact. Central Cass School District is dedicated to providing students with an innovative curriculum supported by a variety of co-curricular activities from athletics and the arts to leadership and service, aiming to provide excellence between students, staff, family, and community. Central Cass School District, fostering student excellence by inspiring individuals to be their best.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
As we get you ready here for part 2 of our doubleheader today, part of our abbreviated iRe Insurance pregame show on YourLiveEvent.com. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve at iRe Insurance. They cover it all from home to auto to crop to commercial and benefits insurance. Go to IREINS.com. That again is IREINS.com to get a free quote started today. Central Cass here at 14-2 on the season. Thompson sits at 8-1. Similar lineups for both teams, for both Central Cass and Thompson. We'll see a new pitcher here from a Thompson perspective, and we'll see what Scott Costas coming out here for game number 2 as well from Larimer Field at the Paul Nisler press box. Here's a look ahead for both Central Cass and the Tommies. Central Cass on Monday will go to West Fargo. Tuesday hosts Lemoore, Litchell, Marion, Edgeley. Thursday hosting Maple River, and then Friday and Saturday playing the Mid-Season Madness. 1 game on Friday, 2 games on Saturday. They'll open up the tournament bracket on Friday against Williston. While for the Thompson Tommies and head coach Matt Chandler, Monday they'll make their way to Kindred. We'll have that for you right here on YourLiveEvent.com in the 4 o'clock hour. Tuesday they're back here against the Carrington Cardinals, also here on Your Live Vet. Friday and Saturday, they'll play 1 game Friday, 2 games Saturday, and they'll play Mandan coming up on Monday in Fargo. So that's a look ahead for both Thompson and the Central Cass Squirrels. If you're just joining us, game number 1 went to Central Cass 8-0, where they plated 7 runs across in the 6th inning. Whitney Mitchell, 7 innings of work, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 3 hits. While for Central Cass as well, Keelan Flanagan with 2 runs driven in on 2 hits and a run scored as she went 2 of 3 at the plate for Central Cass. That was a look at earlier game in game number 1. We'll take a step aside. When we come back, we'll get ready for our starting lineups and the opening pitch here. Coming up here between Thompson and the Squirrels, this is Class B softball between Central Cass and Thompson today from Larimer Field here in Thompson.
Every Sunday I'm ready to come to work Monday morning. We laugh and we joke, but we get work done. But I've never had a bad day here.
From day one, I felt like it's been a big family here at Degelman.
I thoroughly like walking through the door and seeing everybody. It's just a great place to work.
We wouldn't be where we are at today without all of our great employees.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Life moves fast, but your mind doesn't always have to. Practicing mindfulness, even for a minute, can help you stay calm and focused. Try noticing your breathing, paying attention to your surroundings, or taking a moment to reset before a test or a practice. Set goals that matter to you, celebrate small wins, and don't forget to take a break from screens. Your brain needs downtime just as much as your body does. Mental health isn't one big choice. It's a bunch of small ones you can make every day, and you're capable of all of them. Go Tommies!
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Main Street Mutual Insurance Company is a partnership that unites two trusted community-focused organizations in Cass County Mutual Insurance Company and Steel Trail County Mutual Insurance Company under the same roof. This merger strengthens the ability to service our policyholders with expanded resources, enhanced ability, and a continued commitment to protecting what matters most. Our offices in Castleton and Findlay will remain open to serve the needs of our agents and policyholders. For more information, go to mainstreetmutualins.com.
And everything they said is what they did. When they built the plan, wildlife wanted this, wanted that. They bent over backwards to satisfy everybody.
This kind of gave us a shot in the arm. Now we're going to build a new community center. We're allowed to give funding to a lot of our school programs.
Our kids have had all of this as their backyard, so it's a great way of life.
If you can dream it up, we can make it a reality. Hello, this is Jonathan Olson with Greenworks Landscaping and Fencing. We can offer you a complete package when it comes to an external look to your property. Paver patios, outdoor kitchens, retaining walls, or fencing. We offer you all that and more. Our fences are built to last, so you have low maintenance beauty that not only improves the look, but also the value of your home. To show us your ideas or let us help you design your perfect outdoor sanctuary, check us out on the web at gworkslf.com.
Embrace the joy of community at Halsted Living Center and Heritage House in Halsted, where wonderful neighbors and energetic minds come together. If you're seeking more than just a place to call home, you found the right spot with Halsted Living Center and Heritage House. Whether your interests lie in music, agriculture, sports, or dancing, you'll find someone who shares your passion and expertise. Discover a fulfilling lifestyle filled with connection and celebration with Halsted Living Center and Heritage House in Halsted. Get more information by calling 218-456-2105 or log on to halstedlivingcenter.com.
As we come back here on our Irie Insurance pregame show at Central Cass, and it's the Thompson Tommies. Again, the Squirrels now at 14-2 on the season. Thompson stands at 8-1. Part two of this game, again, for the second part of our Twin Bill will be 5 innings, but it will still count on your overall record. Again, that does it for our modified pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Go to irieins.com to get a free quote started today. Chase Miller with you from Larimer Field on the Paul Nistler press box here in Thompson. Game number 2. Overcast skies right now. We had just a brief little sprinkle of a shower that made its way through in game number 1. Currently overcast skies and 63 degrees as we get to our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups for Central Cass. Sophie Sherwhite, the junior shortstop, with Aspen Preen, the senior catcher. Whitney Mitchell, the junior, will be in the circle, followed by Brady Bussey, the senior first baseman. Halverson, again, the junior right fielder, with Zimmerman, the senior left fielder. Stieg, the junior third baseman. Flanagan, the second baseman. Then Gunnifson out in center field here for Central Cass. That is our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Go to crystalsugar.com. Opening pitch for game number 2 at 1:52 with Edelveit here for the Thompson Tommies delivering a strike here to Sherwhite. The junior shortstop here for Sophie. Sophie hits this one up in the air. That'll go foul. It's 0-2. Lopez in left field with Calling in straightaway center. Oster again in right here for your outfield left to right. We'll get to the infield here in a moment after the pitch to Sherwhite here upcoming. As Presley works ahead in the count. 0-2, swing and miss. Edelveit gets the strikeout. That'll be 1 down here in the top of the first inning with Aspen Preen coming to the plate. Kaya Hurst, the third baseman, with Warkin at shortstop. Eliason stands at second. Olson now at first with Hendrickson behind the plate here for Thompson in game number 2. Preen hits this one on the ground. I'll go to second baseman. Eliason will make the underhanded throw to Olson. 4-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Now to Whitney Mitchell here for Central Cass. So new pitcher for Thompson in game number 2 here. as Olson will go from the circle to first base, as this will be outside for a ball. It's now 1-0 to Mitchell, and also will have a new first baseman with Muse not in the starting lineup for game number 2 with Olson occupying first base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. The designated player from game number 1, the freshman, now in the circle here for Presley. So 2 balls, no strikes to the junior pitcher here to Mitchell. And the pitch. A little work outside for a ball. It's 3-0. There's the 3-0 offering as Presley looking to get back into the count here, while Mitchell looking to get on board with a potential 4-pitch walk. She gets the green light on a 3-0. It's now 3-1. 10th game of the season now for Thompson. Game number 17 of the year here for Central Cass. Squirrels able to get to Jamestown, partake in that indoor classic in Jamestown early in the month of March. Here's the 3-1. Off speed, good spot. Now 3-2. Squirrels coming off a state championship in 2025. 2 years ago in Jamestown, it was the Kindred Vikings who won the state championship 2 years ago in the Buffalo City. Here's the 3-2. Mitchell hits one in the air. That will go to the shortstop, and Workin will retire the side. So a 1-2-3, top of the first on the Nodak Insurance Company scoreboard. It is Central Cass scoreless. Thompson coming to the plate.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of water.
No! Jeez Louise!
This system is packing 70-mile-per-hour winds, golf ball-sized hail, and a fast drop in temperature.
Oh, jeez.
Dave and Cheryl's kitchen started on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, let's take a look.
Oh, geez, moments happen. Be ready with Irie Insurance.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the Big Air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins. The fun never ends.
Let's go softball here for part 2 of our doubleheader. Zimmerman in the circle here for Central Cass against Claire Calling, as it's now 2-0 as the Thompson Tommies starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. Zimmerman with a 2-0. Calling fouls this one back. It's 2-1. Followed by Workin and Hurst here. And you got Eliason again batting cleanup. Hendrickson, the senior catcher, batting 5th with Abby Olson 6th. It'll invite the freshman pitcher batting 7th, Lopez, and then Oster here for Matt Chandler. And the Thompson Tommies will get to the infield and the outfield. 2-1 call the strike here. It's 2-2. Preen again behind the plate. Stieg over at third base. Sherwood at shortstop. Mitchell goes from the pitcher now to second in game 2, and Bussey still stays at first base. Here's 2-2 from Zimmerman. Off-speed pitch out of the zone. Works the count now 3-2. Flanagan goes from playing second base to left field here in game 2 for the Squirrels. Gunnufson still in center, and Halverson over in right field as in game number 1. So a little bit of defensive adjustments for both teams from game number 1 to game number 2. 3-2 pitch, and this is laced in the air to left field as Claire Calling gets aboard with a leadoff single here for the Thompson Tommies. So Thompson gets a runner on, and with a 5-inning game, everything moves just a little bit quicker. Instead of 21 outs, you get 15 to work with. As that'll be to Workin here, the senior shortstop. And Zimmerman in the circle here for Central Cass. Here's going to be a bunt up the third base side, and that will be foul as Stieg immediately was hustling in from third. If that's up in the air for another second, that's probably caught in the air. Instead, it goes down for a strike, and it's 0-1. Working coming off a performance where she did have a single and a walk against Whitney Mitchell in game number 1. 0-1, taking the bump back. Runner stays put. Preen thought about throwing behind the runner. It's now 1-1. Seeing both the corner infields of Bussey and Stieg barreling down, and then you got Sherwhite going to play second, then Mitchell would cover and go play first base here with the defense if this is indeed bunted by Workin. 1-1, taking the bump back. Preen again will throw over, and this one will go to the right fielder. Halverson is diving back in safely as calling. It's 2-1. Saw a similar play yesterday in Kindred where Preen threw behind the runner at first and eventually Bussey threw to Sherwhite to apply the tag at second base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This will be called a strike. It's 2-2 as Workin takes the bat back. So calling work the count full to 3-2 now. Workin with a 2-ball, 2-strike count upcoming here in the first inning. It was scoreless through 5 in the first before Central Cass put 7 runs up in the 6th, and it was really one inning that was the difference maker in that one. 2-2 out of the zone, and we'll see the count full again for Zimmerman. Raya Zimmerman, a senior pitcher here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Got a junior pitcher there with Mitchell. Zimmerman sees another 3-2 count. This will be hit down the left field line, just foul, and we'll do it all over again. So calling with an opposite field single to left, and Central Cass looking to see if they can get their first out at the bottom of the first inning, while Thompson get another single, get another walk here, try to see if he can keep the ball rolling early on here in the first inning and try to get that first run across here in a modified 5-inning contest. Here's a 3-2 yet again out of the zone. It's a walk, and yes, indeed, the Thompson Tommies get runners aboard at first and second as it goes to Kaya Hurst. Hurst, the senior third baseman here in game number 2 as in game number 1. Went 0 for 3 in the first game with 2 strikeouts against Mitchell. So Zimmerman finds himself in a little bit of a pickle here in the bottom of the first inning. Kaya Hurst hits one past the third baseman, Stieg into left, rounding third on her way to score. Here comes calling the throw into third, not going to be in time, and Hurst gets an RBI single, and the Thompson Tommies are on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. So calling comes in for the first run of the contest. Workin goes from first to third. Kaya Hurst scampers into second after the throw, and she gets the run driven in. And the Thompson Tommies now with runners in scoring position and looking for a big inning here as the junior second baseman, Cindy, first pitch swinging, lasses one in the air to right as Eliason will see this one come through. It's a single opposite field variety, and it's a run driven in as well as the Thompson Tommies now have taken a 2-0 lead. So Maya Workin comes in to score. Kaya Hurst stands at third, runners at the corners. It's the third hit of the inning, all singles so far here for Thompson. Now to Fiona Hendrickson, the senior catcher. Zimmerman calls and a strike as Eliason will make her way into second base. It's 0-1. After being shut out in the first game, Thompson wasting very little time here in game number 2 getting on the board with 2 runs across so far. Hit in the air, a little fly ball that'll dive into left field. Coming in is Kaya Hurst. It's going to be another single on the way for Fiona Hendrickson. The Thompson Tommies continue to pass the baton. It's 3-0 Thompson. So Kaya Hurst comes in to score the third run of the inning. Eliason goes to third base along the way, and the runner at first again here is going to be Fiona Hendrickson, and we'll get a courtesy runner, looks like, coming in here for Thompson as Emily, the sophomore in Schumacher, will come on. Batter number 6 of the inning here for Thompson. Still nobody out on the Nodak Insurance Chris Moan Agency company scoreboard with Abby Olson, the senior first baseman. A single, a walk, a single, and a single here in the inning. And Olson, we'll see this Aspen Prairie bluffs the throw. Going into second base will be Schumacher, and it's runners in scoring position yet again. Olson takes a ball as it's now 1-0 on the count. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit again here after it died down after we had a few little sprinkles make its way through in game number 1. This is blowing hard in from left field. Starting to see a little bit of the infield even swirl around here with some of the weather coming through. Never know what you're going to get on a spring day, kind of like in London. You need to bring a jacket, maybe a little bit of an umbrella. 2-0 pitch, call the strike, 2-1. You go outside in the morning, might wear shorts, think it's a good grilling day. You start grilling, all of a sudden, maybe not as much of a grilling day as you thought. Schumacher at second base. Eliason again at third. Thompson already with a crooked number up on the board. Good off-speed pitch by Zimmerman. It's now 2-2. It's Thompson looking for their 5th hit of the contest. Zimmerman looking for her first strikeout or the first out of the bottom of the first. And she does get both on one pitch, a strikeout and an out. 1 down. Here as it goes now to Presley. Chance to help her own cause for Edelvit here for the freshman pitcher. Batter number 7 of the inning here for Thompson. And one more hit in the outfield. You know you're going to score 1, possibly 2 with Schumacher at second base. There's it up the third base line. That'll go foul. It's 0-1 as Lyson stands over at third here for the Thompson Tommies. Very busy next week, and then all of a sudden you get to the week of May the 11th. Postseason baseball in Region 1 starts on May the 12th with the first round games already upcoming here in a week and a half. This one will be smothered by Preen, and runners will stay put. It's 1-1. Then the Region 1 tournament goes to Oaks on the 14th and the 15th, while the Region 2 baseball tournament gets underway on the 16th at Mayville State. That's Saturday. First round are pretty much loser out or playing games for 3 versus 6. 1 and 2 get a first round bye. That's called a strike. It's 1-2. Region 2 has gone more of the north and south when it comes to softball over the last couple of years, where you wind it down. If you're a higher seed in both the north or the south, you get that first round bye. Single elimination before you get to the 4 teams still left remaining. 1-2 pitch, nearly hit her. That's now 2-2. Season new for Region 1 softball with 11 teams, so you have 3 playing games. Then essentially the quarterfinals, which are a win or go home situation. And then from there it gets down to the semis and the final 4 teams in a true double elim from there. A 2-2 pitch. It'll work outside for a ball. It's 3-2. The third full count here for a Thompson batter in the first inning. Edelvit looking to get a board here for Presley, whether it's a walk or a possible single. And then it goes to Lopez, the on-deck batter next here for Thompson. The 3-2. Hit on the ground, and this one, does it hit the runner? They're going to say it's in foul territory, as we had the third baseman, Stieg, and the runner at third here was Sydney, and they're going to say that she's out. The question was it in fair territory or foul territory? So Sydney's going to be called out as it one hit, and they'll say it's in fair territory, so that's going to be an out, and that'll be the second one. Just unfortunate on the one-hopper there. And then Presley will go to first base. Then with the courtesy runner, we'll have Robertson, the sophomore, coming on. So reaching on a fielder's choice, essentially, here will be Presley. Robertson stands at first base. And there's 2 downs. Put that on your softball bingo card here for a Saturday afternoon. Don't see it too often going to a baseball or softball game where a runner is out after a swing. That's exactly what happened. It's 0-1. Put it in play, and then it's up to the umpire's discretion on was it a fair or foul ball in terms of where it hit the runner, especially at that point where it's at third compared to running from first to second or second to third. The 0-1 swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. Zimmerman, one quality pitch away from trying to get out of the inning with just 3 runs against. After the first 5 batters got on board here for the Tommies in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 0-2. Hit on the air past the diving glove of Bussey. Mitchell will play it back to Bussey, but can't make the play. Yes, they'll call her out. The umpire called her out here over at shortstop, and you have the umpires to talk it over. From our vantage point, Bussey went to go put the right foot on the bank, so the umpires are going to talk it over as we have the first base coach and then the third base coach talk it over, and the home plate umpire's going to overrule out in the outfield, saying never did touch. So Lopez gets aboard as now bases are full of Tommies with nobody out here and 2 outs. So Lopez does get aboard after that one. Ricocheted from Bussey to Mitchell. Mitchell made the play, but Bussey, by the time she went to go glove it, she was not on the bag, looked down, and that was the split second to allow Lopez to get aboard here. First pitch swinging, hit in the air. That's one goes deep to left to Oster, and this will be a bases clearing hit. 2 runs coming in. Here comes another run, and the Thompson Tommies have a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning with a bases clearing double by Oster. So coming in to score will be Schumacher from second base. You got from third base, Robertson from second, and Lopez from first. Back to the top of the lineup here with Colleen. As Colleen takes a strike, it's 0-1. Now Thompson, that's their first extra base hit here today, as they're able to go through the first time through the lineup here and put 6 runs across. Colleen will take a ball. It's 1-1. 6 hits so far for the Thompson Tommies in the inning, as they now lead it 6-0. Oster at second. Colleen hits one on the ground. That goes to Bussey. 3 and assisted to retire the side. But again, 6 runs come across here on 6 hits for the Thompson Tommies as we head to the top of the second inning.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more.
Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Common doesn't do the extra reps. Common doesn't push the limits. And Common doesn't do all of that before the sun is up. We work harder than anyone else when no one is watching, so that when everyone is watching, we're ready to answer the call. Discover your uncommon side with the North Dakota Army National Guard.
Thompson with 6 runs across in the inning on 6 hits. They left 1, but the Thompson Tommies again put 6 runs up, and they have a lead. This game again scheduled just for 5 innings between these two teams for the second part of this varsity counter, as now Bussey, Halverson, and Zimmerman are due up here for Central Cass, as Central Cass is down 6-0 with 4 innings left here in this second contest. If you're just joining us, the Squirrels took the first, so Thompson looking for a split as the sun now is making its way through the clouds a little bit here in Thompson. 2-0 is the count here to Brady Bussey, who walked 3 times of the run scored in game number 1. It was Presley on for her second inning of work here for the Tommies in the circle. As this would be called the strike, it's 2-1. Elvite here on as the 2-1 pitch. And Bussey hits one on the ground. Nice play by Hurst. Makes the throw, not in time. So Hurst did the first part right. But by the time she came down, as Kaya right now starting to stretch that ankle a little bit, as Kaya, and she made the play and now stretching out that right ankle a little. So Brady Bussey able to beat out an infield single here. Hers, first things first, made a really good play, but I think as she went to go stretch, she got a little tweak in either the calf or the ankle, which is why the throw kind of came its way to where it did to Olsen. As Halverson hits this one foul, it's 0-1. Bussey hits a ball, it comes out of the bat quick, especially at third base where it's the old hot box there. So Central Cass gets their first runner of the game here against Presley after a 3-up, 3-down top of the first inning. There's the 0-1. That'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike here to the junior right fielder for Central Cass. Coming off a 2-hit performance in the first part of our doubleheader, and this one is going to be foul back. It's now 1-2. From a Central Cass perspective, we'll also have baseball coming up on Tuesday against the Kinder Vikings, where that kind of feels like the de facto Region 1 championship, with the winner to kind of have the inside track down the stretch from a baseball standpoint. As this is hit right back up the middle. CNI single on the Squirrels get their first 2 runners aboard here in the top of the second inning. So Bussey at second. Kaylee stands at first. And now it goes to Zimmerman as Raya has a chance to help her own cause. See if the Squirrels can muster a couple of runs here in the top of the second after Thompson put up 6 runs, and they had 10 batters to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. As this one is hit back foul, it's now 0-1 with Stieg on deck. Central Cass and Thompson, both from their respective regions, in really good spots to try to be that number 1 seed. Central Cass a little bit more traveling when it comes to their region tournament, going to Hillsboro, while Thompson will be hosting a little bit later on here in the month of May. As this one rolls in for a ball, it's now 1-1. Now it's not too bad of a spring day with the wind going down, the sun coming out. Seeing a little bit of everything in 2 hours here since the noon hour. This is laced and into the gap into left center field. Bussey's going to be waved on in. This one rolling all the way to the wall. Here comes Calling. Here's the throw to Workin. And Scott Cuss says, let's slow it up there for Halverson. So Zimmerman able to get an RBI double. And the Central Cass Squirrels are on the board here at 6-1. Halverson will make her way to third base. Zimmerman gets the base hits. Run driven in. You get a new runner into the game. As Zimmerman comes out with a courtesy runner. This one works out of the zone. It's now 1-0 to Stieg. Nobody out here top of the second inning. Central Cass threatening to put up 2, maybe 3 runs or more here after giving up 6 in the bottom half of the first. Stieg sees one miss for a ball. It's 2-0. And right now, Hendrickson going to talk it over here with Presley in the circle. A single by Bussey, a single by Halverson, and a double by Zimmerman has plated a run here for Central Cass in the top of the second inning. Saw Central Cass in a similar spot in game number 1, put up a big inning in the 6th where they were able to send double-digit batters to the plate and put up 7 runs just on 4 hits, took advantage of a couple of walks, but here able to get 2 singles and an extra base hit by Zimmerman that split the gap in left center. And Central Cass right now finding themselves in a threatening situation here at the plate to try to put up a second and a third run here before an out is recorded. As this will miss for a ball, it's now 3-0. A game that's nearing the half-hour mark here in game number 2. Here's the 3-0 on the way to Stieg. That's called a strike. It's now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on the way. As Presley, let's see if she can come back after a 3-0 count. Instead, it will be a 5-pitch walk, and that'll be the first free pass of the afternoon. Bases full of Central Cass Squirrels and nowhere to put. Flanagan coming up. As we'll get one more time, and we'll take a quick break. We'll back with more after this here in the top of the second.
High school can be overwhelming. Homework, sports, jobs, friends, all of it. But here's some good news. You don't have to handle everything alone. Staying connected with people who support you is one of the strongest mental health habits you can build. A quick conversation, a laugh with a friend, or even asking for help can make a huge difference. Set boundaries when you need them, take breaks, and remember, it's okay to slow down. Taking care of your mental health isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Go Tommies!
Top of the second inning, after a quick little meeting in the circle here, it goes to Flanagan. Flanagan with a really good game in game number one. Couple of hits, couple runs driven in for a slapper kind of a hitter. It's now 0-1. Don't always see it in softball with some batters, but if you're a slasher, you're kind of getting that extra foot towards first base, especially as a lefty, where if he can just shoot one up the middle or to left, it's kind of what Flanagan will be looking to do here. And this one gets all the way to the backstop. See if Hendrickson can make the play, and sliding in safely will be Halverson. And Central Cass does get a second run aboard here in the top of the second inning. Be 1-1 strike to the freshman second baseman. Batter number 5 of the inning here for the Squirrels, and they've kind of passed the baton similar to what Thompson did in the bottom of the first inning, where their first 5 batters reached either on a single or a walk. And now Flanagan, if you put one in the outfield, you're going to score 1, maybe 2, and try to make it a 3 or a 4 run, as this one is a lazy pop-up to Hurst. There's one down in the top of the second. So first out for Presley in the circle. Now it goes to Gunnifson, then back to the top of the lineup. Kara, the senior center fielder here for the Squirrels. Outfield playing straight away, and this is one of those situations with Gunnifson. She's got some speed if you were looking to bunt or try to get that run across, or just allow her to swing away. As it's 1-0, always interesting at different times through the course of the season how you want to challenge your respective players here. If you put a bunt down, see that runner try to scamper into coming from third. Stieg right now at second base. Here's the 1-0. Gunnifson hits it right back to the pitcher underneath her glove. Here's the play by Workin in time for the out. So Gunnifson gets the run driven in, as you do get a run to come in. Stieg will go to third base. So Thompson will take the out. Squirrels will take the run. 6-3 on the putout. Now it goes to Sherwhite. As this one is popped up, one pitch, one out, and that'll retire Sherwhite and the side. But the Squirrels put 3 runs across on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. New score on the Chris Mohn Nodak Insurance Company scoreboard. Thompson 6, Central Cass 3 as we head to the bottom of the second.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Bottom of the second inning, 2-3-4 batters as Workin takes a ball to open up the bottom half of the frame as she walked with a run scored back in the first inning here for Thompson. Second pitch hits one up. This one will be a tough play for Sherwhite, backpedaling but makes the play. And we've seen some really good plays defensively by Sherwhite so far today here at shortstop. That's a mouthful, as we'll have one down here in the bottom of the second. Now goes to Kaya Hurst. A single with a run scored and a run driven in here for Kaya to open up the scoring for Thompson, where they put 6 runs across again, if you're just joining us in the bottom of the first inning. And this one will go all the way to the backstop for a ball. It's 1-0. Calling had a single fall by a walk by Work, and Kaya Hurst was able to plate Calling with that single to open up the scoring there for Thompson after being shut out in the first game by Whitney Mitchell. Mitchell now at second base as Zimmerman in the circle here for Central Cass in game number 2. Zimmerman will see this one out of the zone. It's 2-0. As both Thompson softball and Thompson baseball with tremendous amount of success over the last handful of seasons, obviously with Nate Solis and what they've done from a baseball perspective, and see what Matt Chandler has been able to do. 9 state tournament appearances here in program history. Still looking for that first state championship from a softball perspective. The 2-0 pitch will be out of the zone. It's 3-0. State runner-up in Jamestown in 2021, and then a couple of years ago, state runner-up to Beulah, as that was the very first time a team from the West has won a State B championship since the inception of high school softball here with the NDHSAA, as this is called a strike. 3-1. For Central Cass, won a championship in 2013, 15, 18, 19, 21, 22, and 2025. 7 titles in program history for Scott Koss and the Squirrels, as this one is hit down the left field line for a single here for Kaya Hurst. She'll make the turn. Flanagan will play it in. Kaya Hurst got jammed but got enough of it. She gets her second hit of game number 2, and the Thompson Tommies are the runner aboard here in the second inning. Now it goes to Eliason here for the Thompson Tommies. It's Thompson trying to see if they can take a run or two back after leading by 6 after 1. Squirrels cut the deficit to half. See what Thompson can do here, as this is going to be a chopper hit up the third base side that'll go foul. Sydney with a single and a run driven in back in inning number 1. She falls behind 0-1 here to Zimmerman. As Zimmerman goes off speed, that'll be for a ball now. 1-1, just a little bit different in terms of tempo and pitching from what Zimmerman and Mitchell both provide as pitchers. You don't need to throw a softball 60 miles an hour to be impactful. If you can locate, change elevations, as this one's hitting the air. This one's got a good chance. Sidney gives it a ride to right center field, and Gunnifson makes the catch. Sidney just missed a round tripper by about a centimeter on the bat, as Gunnifson on her horse in center field to right center robs an extra base hit. Defensively, really good play for Kiera Gunnifson in center field, and there's 2 down. Just off the bat, sounded good, gave it a ride. Now it goes to Fiona Hendrickson. Singled back in the first inning with a run driven in, and Schumacher came in and courtesy ran for her, scored a run. First pitch swinging, hits it right up the air. Gunnison will play it to second base, right back up the middle. Fiona takes it where she got it from. It's 2 singles here for Hendrickson, and Thompson with runners at first and second base, as we'll get Schumacher coming on again to courtesy run here for the catcher and Fiona Hendrickson. Goes to Abby Olson. Couple of singles here for Thompson, trying to see if they can add another one here for Abby and maybe play to run across. As Zimmerman winds and delivers, and she will throw a ball. It's now 1-0. Central Cass in the top of the third will have Preen, Mitchell, and Bussey. Their 2, 3, and 4 batters due up here in the top of the third inning. As Olson works with the hitter's count. 1-0 pitch is laced down the left field line, but that'll hook foul. But good contact, good sound off the bat again for Olson here down the line. It's 200 both to left and 200 to right. That's one thing with baseball to compare to softball. Softball, you don't see a lot of different dimensions. It's pretty much 180 across, 200 across. Baseball, you get a little bit of everything. Here's the 1-1. That'll work out of the zone, 2-1, especially in Thompson where the school is in play. down the left field line. Central Cass obviously got both the Region 1 and Region 2 baseball tournaments last year just with weather, with the turf that they were able to have. A lot of baseball, about 8 games in one day last season in Castleton. 2-1 pitch, that'll work for a ball, 3-1. We start our coverage at 8 o'clock in the morning for breakfast in baseball. Went through the Region 1 championship, then narrowed our teams down to where it was the Region 2 championship. About 8 o'clock in the morning to about 10 o'clock at night. On a baseball in just one day, but postseason at that. 3-1 is hit on the ground, backhanded there by Stieg. She will take the short way, 5 unassisted to retire the side. For the Thompson Tommies, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left. We played 2 today on the Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Company scoreboard. Thompson leads by 3.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
At Thompson Public School, we know success starts with more than just grades. It starts with a healthy mind. Every student faces stress, pressure, and busy schedules, but taking care of your mental health can make all the difference. Simple habits matter. Things like getting enough sleep, talking to someone you trust, taking breaks, and staying active can help a lot. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Thompson Public School is here to help every student, every day. Take care of your mind, take care of each other, go Tommies!
What was that? Is that top insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe Toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe Insurance,
maybe? Nah, I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe.
That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies.
Top of the third inning we go. Central Cass 2, 3, and 4 batters with Aspen Preen takes a ball. Keep you updated with Summit League softball. NDSU completes of South Dakota State today. 15-2 a final on the north side of Fargo. So NDSU picks up a win. Just a week ago, those two teams were playing at UND. It came to softball as this one for Preen takes a ball now 2-0 as Aspen ground out her last time up in the first inning. UND softball picks up a win to finish off the regular season 4-1 against St. Thomas earlier today when it came to Summit League softball. 2-0 pitch by Preen, foul back. It's now 2-1. 2 balls and a strike here to Aspen for the senior catcher. It's Presley on for her second inning of work for Hedelveit. The 2-1. That'll be called a strike. It's now 2-2. Just a 5-inning game in part number 2. It was scheduled just to be a 1-7-inning contest, but with Mother Nature and stuff kind of moving around, they both agreed let's play another 5 innings and do a varsity game earlier in the week. Here's a 2-2. And Preen hits one in the air to right, but right to the right fielder as Oster takes a few steps in. Not a bad swing by Preen, but it goes right to the right fielder, and she is retired. There's one down here in the top of the third. Now it goes to Whitney Mitchell. Central Cass, no runs across in the first, 3 runs on 3 hits in the second. As Mitchell popped out her last time up to Workin after working the count full in inning number 1. Home run power for Whitney after having 2 home runs yesterday in Kindred. And Mitchell hits one high in the air, deep to left center field to the warning track, and that one will one-hop the wall as Mitchell will be an extra base hit. She's going to try to take a big turn around second, puts on the brakes, and, well, home run power indeed nearly saw one go there. It's a double for Mitchell, and Central Cass gets a runner on here in inning number 3. Brady Bussey with a single and a run scored earlier today in inning number 2. Mitchell wasting no time, taking the first one to left center, splitting the gap of Lopez and Calling. See how aggressive Bussey is in the first pitch. And first pitch swinging, hits on one on the line. Mitchell will make her way to third base. Here's the throw in, and not going to be in time. A little bobble there by Lopez just for a second. And then Mitchell was off and running. She will come in to score. Bussey stands at first. And the Central Cass Squirrels have cut into the deficit. It's now 6-4. So Bussey gets her second base hit of the contest. And now it's to Halverson. And Halverson hits one right back up the middle. The Squirrels are wasting very little time here. First pitch swinging for both Mitchell, Bussey, and now Kaylee Halverson. And Central Cass has the tying run aboard here in the top of the third inning on the Nodak Insurance Chris Moan Agency Company scoreboard. Out of the pitcher was Zimmerman. Zimmerman with her double and a run driven in her last time up in the second. As Edelveit sees this one, going to get by the catcher, and runners will scamper up 60 feet. So Bussey goes to third, Halverson to second, and Zimmerman works with a hitter's count. It's 1-0. Game number 1 went to Central Cass, 8-0. Game number 2 here again, just 5 innings. Thompson looking for the split. Now Central Cass looking for the sweep. 1-0 pitch, just off the zone. It's 2-0. Stieg due up next. Well, for Thompson in the bottom of the third inning, it'll be the 7, 8, and 9 batters due up, with Edelveit, the pitcher, leading things off in the bottom of the third. 2-0 pitch, hit on the ground. This one will go to the pitcher. She'll throw it over to Olsen. Bussey will see the play being made and kind of waited to see if Presley would throw towards her or throw towards first. And once she went to first, Zimmerman will get the run driven in. It'll be 1-3 on the putout. Bussey comes in to score. Halverson takes third base. So Central Cass will take a run. Thompson will take an out. Tying run still 60 feet away. Now it's to Stieg, who earned a walk and was left at third base her last time up in the second. Stieg sees this one missed for a ball. It's 1-0. When you're playing with the lead, just take the out. But what that play there for Presley, throwing it over to first. Bussey immediately saw it and was making her way down as this one works for a ball. Now 2-0. Talk about productive outs sometimes. The game within the game where you can move runners up even if you're not looking to sacrifice or have a out to the right field where maybe someone can move up 60 feet can maybe be a difference later on. You can come in and score in a multitude of different ways from third as the 2-0 pitch, and staying pat at third base. There's going to be Halverson. It's now 3-0 and almost right on cue. We almost saw coming in to score. Maybe it would have been Halverson. But once she put the brakes on and stopped, she said, I'm not going to make my way towards home plate. That one went through the glove of Hendrickson. So 3 balls, no strikes as Edelveit will have to work back in this count. Got the green light on 3-0, fouls it back. It's 3-1. Flanagan due up next for Central Cass. Three balls and a strike, 2 down here, top of the third inning. Tying run over at third base. And the pitch. That'll be called the strike. It's 3-2. So work the count full. I think I just heard a fan here go, now it's hot. After being cold and earlier you went to your car, now the sun's out on the bleachers, feeling a little warm. Why you bring layers when it comes to spring weather to a ballpark? Here's the 3-2 pitch from Presley. Auto walk, runners at the corners, and the go-ahead run now for Central Cass will climb aboard. Stieg with her second walk of the afternoon. In game number 2 now, it's to Flanagan. Flanagan popped out to Kaya Hurst in the second inning. Batter number 7 of the at-bat here for Central Cass in the third, or 7th batter to the plate in the third. Game that's nearing the 50-minute mark. Flanagan takes a ball. Runner will stay put at first, but the throw by Hendrickson to Hurst behind Halverson will retire the side. Mark that one down in the scoring column at home. Hendrickson throws it to Hurst. And the runner is out at third base here in Halverson, and that could possibly be your Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest. For Central Cass, they do put up 2 runs in the top half of the inning. As we head to the third, it's a new score, 6-5 in the bottom of the third.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting section, and check out their different paint mixing options from Benjamin Moore, Clark and Kensington, and Royal. From their grills to Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to the customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
In the top of the third inning, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. So we played half the contest in our second game. Again, just 5 innings, and it's a 6-5 game right now. The Thompson Tommies looking to see if the bottom half of the lineup can get some things brewing here, as they will have 7, 8, and 9 batters due up against Zimmerman. Zimmerman on for her third inning of work, delivers a strike. It's 0-1. Reaching base and a fielder's choice. Marcelo Veit, her last time up in the first inning. And then her courtesy runner would eventually come in and score a run here for Thompson. The 0-1 is going to miss for a ball. It's 1-1. Central Cass, no runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third. So far for Thompson, 6 runs in the first, 0 runs in the second. We'll see what they can do here in inning number 3. Zimmerman got her out in front. It's now 1-2 here to Presley. That one just really dipped off the plane. Comes through. You feel like, okay, it's in the zone, then just gets to home plate and just kind of like a rainbow just falls off. Here's the 1-2. Good spot. Similar pitch, but as across the plate was maybe more at the letters than inside the zone. It's 2-2. Here's Zimmerman. You try to have a similar spot just like that again. And the 2-2 offering here from Raya. Swing and a miss. Zimmerman gets the strikeout, and there's 1 down. As Edison Lopez, the junior left fielder, with a single and a run scored here today. Bottom of the lineup with Lopez and Oster. Got aboard in the bottom of the first inning with a pair of hits. Trying to see if they can get a 1-out rally going right now here for the Thompson Tommies. First pitch, swinging this one underneath the glove of Stieg into left field. 1 pitch, 1 swing, and 1 hit here for Thompson in the bottom of the third. 9th hit of the contest here for the Tommies. 6 in the first inning, 2 in the second, and 1 so far here in the third. Now it goes to Oster, who had a bases-clearing 3 RBI double to cap off the first inning with those 6 runs. That's where the lead stands right now. First pitch, swinging, hits one up the third base side. That'll go foul. It's 0-1. As the Minnesota Twins back in action a little bit later on here throughout the weekend, hosting the Toronto Blue Jays. Top of the 8th inning, Twins lead by 2 over Toronto, 4-2 right now. Byron Buxton with another home run here. He has been on a hot streak. And as we take a look, the Blue Jays hit a home run. Now it's 4-3, so we'll shut the GameCast back off. So Minnesota leads by a run here. If you're superstitious, it's always funny talking sports about superstition. When you're listening to a game or watching a game and bad things are happening, you immediately turn it off one way or another. So we'll do that with the GameCast. This will go foul. It's 0-2. Then back to the top of the lineup here with Claire Calling. You're a Timberwolves fan or a Wild fan, always fun to have postseason hockey and now basketball in the month of May from a Minnesota Professional Sports. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Oster. Swing and a miss, and Zimmerman gets the strikeout. That'll be her second of the inning. Third of the contest. And now it goes to Claire Calling. Calling with a single, then a ground out to Bussey in the first. Came in with a run scored as well. Bottom of the third, runner at first, 2 down here for the Thompson Tommies. Looking to bunt, runner's going to go. Preen's throw over to shortstop. Sherwhite with the tag. That was textbook. Lopez is caught stealing to retire the side. No runs, one hit, no errors, and nobody left. We played 3 today here in Thompson. It's 6-5 in favor of the Tommies as we head to the 4th.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
If you can dream it up, we can make it a reality. Hello, this is Jonathan Olson with Greenworks Landscaping and Fencing. We can offer you a complete package when it comes to an external look to your property. Paver patios, outdoor kitchens, retaining walls, or fencing. We offer you all that and more. Our fences are built to last, so you have low maintenance beauty that not only improves the look, but also the value of your home. To show us your ideas or let us help you design your perfect outdoor sanctuary, check us out on the web at gworkslf.com.
Top of the 4th inning we go. It'll be 8-9-1 batters in a game that's getting a little more intriguing throughout just because, again, it's just 5 innings for our second game, so every inning, every hit just adds a little more weight to it. And it's a 1-0 count here on the way to Flanagan. Right now, Central Cass looking to see if they can tie or take the lead. Thompson looking to get to the bottom of the inning, still with the lead and add some insurance. Flanagan, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Leslie continues to work here for her 4th inning of work. Hedlvit here for the Thompson Tommies. Lopez in left with Collin in center and Oster again in right for game number 2. 1-1 pitch, Flanagan. And this one will be a foul ball, or will they run it out? Never saw in this one, we eventually will be foul. Never saw the umpires at least put the hands up to call as it was a dead ball. But it'll still be 1-2. Hurst over at third, working at shortstop. Eliason at second, Olsen at first, and then Henriksen behind the plate here for the Thompson Tommies. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the freshman shortstop, or excuse me, freshman second baseman Flanagan. Another little soft pop-up to Hurst over at third base, and that'll be out number 1 of the 4th. As we see Gunnifson with a ground out her last time up to work, and she did plate a run, though, as Zimmerman coming in to score with 1 down, so put the ball in play. Good things will happen. Gunnifson trying to do the same here, but see if she can get a board. Takes a healthy rip at it. It's 0-1. Back to the top of the lineup, and for Central Cass, good news. Preen, Mitchell, and Busty will be hitting at least in the, not in the 4th, at least in the 5th from a Central Cass perspective, because that's a lot of firepower coming up from the Squirrels as Gunnifson will hit this one up the third base side foul. It's 0-2. Well, for Thompson, you're saying good thing they're only coming up one more time, hopefully, in terms of what Central Cass was able to do in game number 1 in the 6th inning, batting around and putting 7 runs up on the board. Tommies will have the good part of their lineup up in the bottom half with the top of the order with Claire Calling. Gunnifson pops this one up, and this one will be caught in the stands right in front of us. We've seen a couple of fans today make some good plays here. No one brought their glove yet, though. I haven't seen that come through. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the number 9 batter here in Gunnifson. Presley looking for her second strikeout. Gunnifson hits one in the air up the third base side. That'll go foul. And we'll keep it at 0-2. For more information on high school sports for our upcoming month of May, go to yourliveevent.com. If you missed any of our coverage, you can tune in on our YouTube channel by searching Your Live Event. Give us a subscribe and enjoy some high school sports here in the month of May. The 0-2. Gunnifson hits one, little soft line right back up the middle, and that'll drop in front of Calling. So Gunnifson gets aboard with a 1-out single, and the Central Cass Squirrels have the tying run at first base with Sophie Sherwhite. Sherwhite 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a pop-out. And for Scott Koss, we'll see what type of play you want to put on. When it's 1 down, sometimes you put a bunt, try to get a runner into scoring position. Other times could be a stolen base opportunity with some speed here with Gunnifson, who stays put. It's 1-0. Also, at the end of May, at Essentia Health Plaza at the Lights, we'll have professional bull riding on Your Live Event on May 29th and May the 30th. So That'll be upcoming for our first bull riding event here on YLE, as this is a hot smash, but that'll go foul off the bat if that was fair. That could have been a tie bowl game. Instead, it's a loud strike. It's 1-1. Month of May, fun for sports when you got the postseason for the NHL, the NBA, obviously what Major League Baseball has going on. If you're a fan of horse racing, the Kentucky Derby has about 3 hours from now when the race gets underway. The 1-1 popped up. We'll see if it's playable. This will go to the backstop and off the glove of Hendrickson. She did about everything right, but of course the sun comes out when you're a catcher when you're trying to make a play like that, as Hendrickson had to try to find the backstop, look up, make sure she had enough room, and then fight the sun that was making its way through the clouds. So Central Cass gets an extra out here and see if Sherwhite can take advantage. Here's the 1-2. Sherwhite hits one in the air that'll go to left and die in front of the left fielder Lopez. Gunnifson will stay pat, and the go-ahead run here for the Squirrels now stands at first base. Goes to Aspen Preen. Preen 0 for 2 in game number 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Game number 1, able to score a run, went 1 of 3 at the plate with a single for Central Cass. Pitch from Presley. Preen will take a strike. It's 0-1. From a Central Cass perspective, some good base runners on right now with some speed with Gunnifson, the center fielder again at second, and Sherwhite over at first. So if Preen can find a gap, it will tie, if not take the lead. This will be a foul ball. It's 0-2 while Thompson looking for their second out. Then Mitchell is on deck here for Central Cass. Top of the 4th inning in a game that's getting late when it's just 5. Here's the 0-2. Preen sees one out of the zone. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. You got professional golf making its way through. Fun time of the year when it comes to high school sports as well. Not too far away from postseason baseball and softball in college at the Division I level. The 1-2 pitch, and Preen puts one on a line, and that'll be gone. Aspen Preen with a 3-run homer for the senior catcher. And Aspen coming up a little bit limp right now. She makes her way around the bases. As Aspen Preen, though, will give the Central Cass Squirrels, and she's got a smile on with a 3-run shot. Goes just over the wall and underneath the scoreboard in right, and Central Cass has cleared the bases with a Preen 3-run homer. And for Central Cass, that's their 4th home run in the last 3 games. And Preen delivers the goods there. So Sherwhite comes in to score alongside with Gunnifson. Now it goes to Whitney Mitchell. And Mitchell takes a ball. It's 1-0. Mitchell with a double and a run scored. She just missed a homer in left center field as it one-hopped the wall. Off the bat with Preen here to right. Knew it might have had a chance, and it did. The 1-0 pitch, miss, now 2-0. So after Thompson scored the first 6 runs of the contest in the first inning, Central Cass scored the next 8 runs in the second, third, and fourth, respectively, with 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and so far 3 here in inning number 4. Mitchell pops one up. This one, we'll see if it's got enough room, and that will be a foul ball. Good chase by Olson, Lyson, and Oster, but just kind of went into Bermuda's Triangle out there. It's now 2-1. Game that's an hour old here in game number 2. Our first game went an hour 34 through 7. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Mitchell hits one in the air. This one will be off the end of the bat. Colling will come in, make the catch on a fly out. And there's 2 down here in the inning. Brady Bussey 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, a run scored, and a run driven in for Central Cass. As Bussey has reached base 5 times today with 3 walks, 2 singles, and 1 ground out in these 2 games combined. Bussey takes a ball. It's 1-0. 6th batter of the inning here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Halverson due up next. Will be the top of the lineup again with calling for Thompson in the bottom half of the 4th. The 1-0. Bussey hits one in the air. That'll go to left. With the wind blowing in, it'll bat the ball down a little bit. Lopez is there, and that'll retire this side. But a 3-run homer by Preen was the difference as Central Cass now plays with a lead for the first time in game number 2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, up by 2.
The world of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Bottom of the 4th inning after Central Cass put up 3 runs on 3 hits, capped off by a 3-run homer by Aspen Preen to right. It's the Thompson Tommies now trailing by 2 as it's their 1, 2, and 3 batters. Colleen takes the ball. Zimmerman on for her 4th inning of work. Colleen today able to reach base again with a single and a run scored. She'll take a strike. They ended off the 3rd inning with Lopez being retired at second and being caught stealing after Preen threw it to Sherwood at second base. So calling back up here again now to open things up in the 4th. Here's the 1-1. I'll miss out of the zone for a ball. It's 2-1. Working and Kaya Hurst due up here for Thompson. Trying to see if they can put something together. They put 2 hits in the 2nd, 1 hit in the 3rd. Calling hits one, but that'll go foul up the first base side for a ball. It's now 2-2. Well, we know we're going to go to the top of the 5th. It's just a matter of can Thompson put 3 runs up and play with the lead going to the top of the 5th, or will Central Cass stay with a lead in the final inning of this condensed game number 2 of this doubleheader. 2-2 pitch. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 3-2. Calling worked the count full. Eventually got a single in the 1st inning. Trying to do the same here again in the bottom half of the 4th. And Zimmerman as the payoff pitch. That'll work for a ball. Calling will take the free patch. Just the 2nd walk today here for Zimmerman. And the Tommies bring the tying run up to the plate here with Maya Workin. Workin with that 1 walk against Zimmerman back in the 1st, eventually came in to score. She's 0 for 1 with a pop-out her last time up to Sherwhite at shortstop. Calling, going to stay put after Preen digs that one up behind the plate. It's 1-0. Bussey stands at first base. Mitchell, the winning pitcher in game number 1 at second. Sherwhite at shortstop and Stieg at third for your infield here for Central Cass. Here's the 1-0. That'll work inside. Pitch back. Trying to see if Calling would maybe scamper off a little bit. Preen with the throw to Bussey. Calling comes back safely. It's now 2-0. Flanagan in left with Gunnison in straightaway center for Kiera. And then Halverson stands in right for Central Cass. Here's the 2-0. Just off the zone now. 3-0. So Zimmerman on the verge of walking the tying run, with Kaya Hurst due up for the Tommies. Zimmerman will have a 4-pitch walk and back-to-back free passes has allowed the Thompson Tommies to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th. Kaya Hurst with a pair of singles, a run scored and a run driven in for the senior 3rd baseman. And Hurst trying to see if she can put something into the outfield. A little bit of a crosswind coming here from 3rd base to 1st base almost. And Zimmerman will take a ball. Here's the throw back to second as Preen goes to Mitchell to apply the take. Calling gets back. It's now 1-0. As Aspen trying to keep Clarence close to either 1st or 2nd base. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. That'll work outside for a ball now, 2-0. So Tommy's trying to do something here in the bottom of the fourth. I say walks will haunt you. Well, they had the first two batters to get on via the walk, and now a hitter scout for her. So we'll see how aggressive she is or if she wants to force Ryan to throw a strike. 2-0 pitch. I'll miss up now, 3-0. Here Matt Chandler down the third baseline saying, gotta be perfect. Essentially, trust you to take a swing, but it better be in the zone that you want to line drive something into the alley. 3-0 pitch. Hurst takes a rip at it. There's a fly ball to left, but with the crosswind, that'll die. And it'll be a basket catch by Flanagan. As Skye Hurst is retired on the flyout, and there's one down. That's one with where if the wind is not here today, how far would that one went down the line, but with that crosswind again from left to right kind of bats that ball down as it goes up. Almost like a punter punting into the wind in football where you just see it go up and then come back down. As there's one down here in the bottom of the fourth, now it's to Sidney. First pitch swinging, foul back, it's 0-1. Lyson here, 1 of 2 with a run driven in. Got a single back in the first, flew out to Gunnifson in right center field. That was a nice play by Gunnifson to track that one into right center. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll get through Aspen Preen, and the runners will move up 60 feet. So now a base hit will more than likely tie the game as Colleen stands at third and Workin at second. 1 ball, 1 strike, bottom of the fourth inning on the Nodak Insurance Company Chris Moan scoreboard here. Game 2 of our doubleheader between Central Cass and Thompson. Here's the 1-1. That'll work for a ball, now 2-1. Stieg playing even with the bag at third and trying to keep calling close there. The same with Bussey at first base. See if they can cut the run off at home if it's hit to them. 2-1. That'll work outside. Now 3-1. Fiona Hendrickson due up next for the Thompson Tommies. But right now, Eliason will have a hitter's count here at 3 balls and 1 strike as Zimmerman has the pitch. 3-1's going to be hit in the air. That goes to left center field, way back to the warning track. It's gone! A 3-run homer for the junior second baseman, Cindy Eliason. And the Thompson Tommies, with a 3-run blast of their own, have taken a 9-8 lead. Aspen Preen with a 3-run homer in the top half of the inning. And now Cindy Eliason with a 3-run homer here in the fourth, bottom of the inning. And the Thompson Tommies have taken the lead, and Cindy with her 4th run driven in as well with that 3-run homer as Calling comes in to score, Workin comes in to score, as Cindy with a round tripper, and just like that, it's Thompson playing with a 9-8 lead, putting the pressure on Central Cass when they come up in the top of the 5th to try to get some offense brewing. And it's still not done just with 1 out, while the walks do come and back to haunt with a couple of walks with Calling and Workin. As this misses out of the zone, it's 1-0. Fiona Hendrickson, 2 for 2 today with a run driven in, and eventually her courtesy runner came in to score with a pair of singles here for the senior catcher. And now from the Thompson perspective, it's can you get a little insurance here before the top of the 5th inning? If you just joined us, this game for the second one is just a 5-inning contest, so that 3-run homer had a little even more significance here in the bottom of the 4th for the Tommies. 2 balls, no strikes, hitters count yet again. That's been the theme here in the 4th. Kaya Hurst just missed a extra base hit of her own, and then Cindy tattooed one on a line. It's now 3-0. Abby Olson due up next for the Tommies, batter number 5 of the inning here for Thompson. First runs of the game since the bottom of the 1st for the Tommies as well. 3-0 pitch, called the strike, it's 3-1. The hometown crowd was expecting a 4-pitch walk. Instead, you get the strike, and it's a 3-1 count here to Hendrickson. Let's see if Hendrickson takes a rip at this one. She does. Hit right back up the middle, and that's a single. Gunnifson will play this one. Fiona, 3 for 3 today with 3 hits, all single varieties. And we'll get another courtesy runner coming on as Schumacher for the 3rd time will courtesy run here for Hendrickson. The Thompson Tommies will see Abby Olsen 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and eventually hit one to Stieg, who took it 5 unassisted to get the fielder's choice over at third base to get out of the 2nd inning for Central Cass. That's when called the strike, gets 0-1. Well, we saw the Thompson Tommies put up 17 runs against Hillsborough Central Valley before their game with Central Cass. Just over the last 4, they put up 14, 16, 13, and 17, respectively, in contests before they were shut out against the Squirrels and Whitney Mitchell in game number 1. But right now, Thompson on the verge of trying to put up another double-digit number here against Zimmerman and Central Cass in this second part of a doubleheader. Olsen falls behind 0-2. Hits one in the air. This one goes to left center. Gunnifson will have the wing kind of play it more towards her in center field. Garrett can chase a lot of ground out there from left center to right center, and there's 2 down after Olsen put that one in play. Now it goes to Presley, a chance to help her own cause. 0 for 2 today. A strikeout her last time up. Central Cass will have their 5, 6, and 7 batters due up with Halverson in the top of the 5th inning. As Preen keeps that one out in front, Schumacher will stay put at first. It's 1-0. Couple of home runs here in the 4th. A 3-run shot by Aspen Preen, matched there by Cindy Eliason here in the bottom half of the inning. As this is grounded, foul, it's 1-1. And for Thompson, you got Lopez due up next, trying to see if they can get a little 2-out rally going here, move the line. As runner at first base again is Schumacher after Fiona Hendrickson hit a single up the middle. And she got lifted with the courtesy runner. This one missing for a ball. It's now 2-1. Two-one pitch on the way from Zimmerman. As Preen throws it back, Bussey will one-hop it, and getting back safely there is Schumacher. As Preen had to come out of her crouch, it's now 3-1. As we work past the 3 o'clock hour here today in Thompson, it's high school baseball, high school softball on YourLiveEvent.com. 3-1 pitch, and check swing that goes foul, now 3-2. 6 of the 7 batters, not trying to make 6-7 a thing, but 6 of the 7 batters have a 3-ball count here for Thompson in the 4th. Here's the 3-1. Oh, that was strike 3, so it was a 3-2, so 3-2, so that will be strike 3 looking. So Zimmerman gets the strikeout. That'll be her 4th, but the Thompson Tommies with a 3-run blast have taken the lead as it's 9-8, and as it stands right now, the Squirrels down to their final 3 outs as we head to the top of the 5th.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us, and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we head to the top of the 5th inning, Tommy's 3 runs, 2 hits. They left one aboard, but the big 3-run shot by Cindy Eliason again to give Thompson a 1-run lead. And again, this is just 5 innings. So Central Cass is down to their final 3 outs as it stands right now. First pitch swinging and hits one into left there for Halverson. She wastes very little time, and she gets her 3rd base hit of the contest, and they're all via the single. And the Squirrels get a runner on here in the top of the 5th inning. Now it goes to Zimmerman. Zimmerman with a double in the 2nd, grounded out then in the 3rd. 1 of 2 with 2 runs driven in and a run scored here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Zimmerman will take for a ball. It's 1-0. Question is, will we go to the bottom of the 5th, or will it be all set and done here in the top half of the 5th? As the runner at first base here with Halverson. Hits one on the ground. This one goes to Sydney. She gets 1, a chance for 2 to Workin. It's a twin killing, 4-6-3. Eliason to Workin to Olsen. Zimmerman's retired, and the Squirrels are down to their final out here in the top of the 5th inning. So Zimmerman hit that one. It was a good 2-hopper to Sydney there. She was able to throw it right to Maya. A nice turn, and no doubt about it with Workin's throw to Olsen. Had a little zip on it with the 4-6-3. And now it goes to Stieg. Stieg will take a ball. It's 1-0. How do you put out a fire just like that with a double play? And when it comes to softball, try to put out a potential inning from a Central Cass perspective. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way from Presley. Hit in the air. This one's got a little carry to it, but Calling is there in left center, and that'll retire the side. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base in a game that finishes at 3:10 this afternoon. Game that goes 1 hour and 18 minutes. Thompson, 9 runs across Central Cass with 8. You have Presley picking up the win here, while Zimmerman picks up the loss. Again, a 5-inning part 2 of our doubleheader. Central Cass drops to 14-3 on the season. Thompson improves to 9-1. If you're just joining us, Central Cass won the first game in 7-8-0. We're back with our post-game show player of the game. Take a look at our final box score. Then and more still to come. Thompson wins it 9-8 over Central Cass.
At Thompson Public Schools, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit their website, tps-k12.org, for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and more. Follow them on social media and share in Tommy Pride with student updates and events with Thompson Public Schools. Thompson Public Schools thanks all students, staff, parents, alumni, and community members for their continued support. Good luck to the Tommies. Learn more at tps-k12.org.
As we come back here to Thompson, again, your final, the Thompson Tommies win game number 2 of the doubleheader, 9-8, and a quick turnaround in that 4th inning. A 3-run homer by Aspen Pree made it 8-6 Central Cass. But then a pair of walks by Calling and Wark, and Kaya Hirsch just missed possibly an extra base hit. But then coming back, throwing a 3-1 count, Cindy Eliason hits a 3-run homer, and that is the game-winning hit as they win it 9-8 here for the Thompson Tommies. And then a nice twin killing, 4-6-3 as well in the top of the 5th inning. It's now time to get to our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Go to Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro at planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. And in this one, we're going to make it the double play. Immediately, Halverson, 1 pitch, gets a single, and all of a sudden you think, okay, here comes Central Cass possibly with a chance to tie this one or maybe take the lead in the top of the 5th inning. Then 2 pitches into the at-bat to Zimmerman, hits a little roller to Eliason with a good turn to work, and Maya threw an absolute missile over to Olsen for the double play, the only double play of the contest, and that really is a tough one from a Central Cass or anybody perspective when you think you can get a little rally brewing here as that's brought to you in part by Agassi, your local precision planting dealer. Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-636-2119. From there, we get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Well, when you reach base twice, you drive in 4 of the 9 runs. That'll help your cause. And Cindy Eliason here, the junior second baseman again, is our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game with those 4 runs driven in. Give credit to Oster, as Jossie also had a 3 RBI double back in the first inning. Kind of a nice 1-2 combination where they would plate 7 of the 9 runs here for the Thompson Tommies. But Eliason, again, part of our Players of the Game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. We'll take a break. When we come back, take a look at the final box score, put a bow on our coverage on game number 1 as well, all before we bid adieu here today from Thompson. At Main Street Mutual Insurance Company, they're owned by their policyholders, not shareholders. That means their focus remains where it always has been, protecting North Dakota families and farmers. For over a century, their roots have been here, and their future is here too. With Main Street Mutual, it represents growth, strength, and opportunity. For more information or to find an agent near you with Main Street Mutual Insurance Company, visit MainStreetMutualINS.com. That's MainStreetMutualINS.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, Thompson again takes a game number 2, 9-8. Tommy's 9 runs and 11 hits, no errors, and 4 runners left on base. Central Cass 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Presley picks up the win. Hedelveit, 5 innings of work, again gives up 10 hits. There were 8 runs with 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Ryan Zimmerman with the loss of 4 innings of work, 11 hits, 9 runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Thompson with Claire Calling able to score 2 runs here today as she goes 1 of 2 from the plate with a single back in the first. Warkin reaches base twice in game number 2 with 2 walks with 2 runs scored. Goes 0 for 1. Kaya Hurst with 2 singles goes 2 of 3 with a run scored and a run driven in. Cindy Eliason goes 2 for 3 at the plate with 4 runs driven in and a run scored. Fiona Hendrickson 3 times up, 3 times on with 3 singles. Abby Olsen goes 0 for 3. Presley at the plate goes 0 for 3. She was able to reach base with a fielder's choice in the first inning. Addie Lopez reaches base twice with 2 singles, was caught stealing in the third, had a run scored in the first, and Oster goes 1 of 3 with a 3 RBI double. Sherwhite in this one in game number 2 goes 1 of 3 with a single and a run scored. Aspen Preem with a 3-run homer goes 1 of 3 with a run scored and a 3 RBI, again round tripper. Whitney Mitchell goes 1 of 3 with a double and a run scored in the third. Brady Bussey able to go 2 of 3 at the plate with an RBI and 2 runs scored as well for Bussey. Halverson 3 times up, 3 times on, all with a single and a run scored as well back in the second inning. Zimmerman would finish the game 1 of 3 with a RBI, 2 RBI double in the second and a run scored. Maddie Steed goes 0 for 1 with 2 walks in the second and the third. Flanagan goes 0 for 2 in this one, and then Gunnifson goes 1 of 2 with a run scored and a run driven in here in game number 2. If you're just joining us, game number 1 went to Central Cass 8-0. Whitney Mitchell 7 innings of work, 3 hits, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, and then at the plate Flanagan went 2 of 3 with a run scored and 2 runs driven in here from a Central Cass perspective in game number 1, where they played at 7 runs in the 6th inning for the Central Cass Squirrels. That really separated the game a little bit between those two after Mitchell and Olsen were in a good battle, but Whitney Mitchell again winning pitcher of record in game number 1, and a good day at the plate for Flanagan in game number 1. Here in game number 2, a lot of offense, 21 hits combined in 4.5 innings, and alongside with the 17 runs, Thompson picks up the win 9-8. I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning into our broadcast here today in Thompson as the Thompson Tommies split with the Central Cass Squirrels. For more high high school sports, join us on yourliveevent.com. Coming up here throughout the week on Monday, Thompson at Kindred on yourliveevent.com for softball. Central Cass will make their way and play West Fargo on Monday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good one. I'm Chase Miller, signing off from Larimer Field here as these two teams split. Central Cass wins it game number 1, 8-0. Thompson takes game number 2 in 5 innings, 9-8.